Well, that means it's iconic now.
That is right. Okay, so
It's like the opening to the Muppet Show.
it
Do you think?
is. You want to start singing the Muppet song? We could do that. It's
I'm not
time to
that drunk.
let's see. It's time
It's
to
time to play the
the
music.
music.
It's
It's
time
time to
to light
light
the
the
lights.
lights.
It's
It's
time
time to
to
get
raise the
it.
curtain on the Muppet Show tonight.
Is
Bum,
that what
bum,
it
bum.
is? I forgot the
Yes.
words.
Already we are doing a fantastic job.
We are. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
You're so much more calm than me.
It's a force of habit. Hello,
That's
chat
true.
box.
Oh,
Where are
yeah.
you, chat box?
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Watson says,
Wait.
I'm not that drunk, immediately starts singing. Uh,
Listen here, you.
I mean, he's not wrong, really.
You don't have to be drunk to sing. You just have to not worry about having things like shame or courtesy.
That sounds about right. I will absolutely just randomly start singing. I don't care. I will sing
Maybe I
whatever.
am cringe, but I am free.
Yes, I am a free spirit. Just go wild. And I'm not on camera, so you can't see me, but I'm doing like wild tree movements over here.
I thought you were jazz handing,
I
but
could be I could do that too. Jazz hands.
you can't do the wild hands thing for Trace anymore because you're no longer for Dwirin. You came to Spine
That
3H, so now you have to start doing the robot.
that is true. So I guess I gotta
Beep
just
boop, baby.
beep boop
Get with the
beep boop
times.
boop boop beep. Are you
Um,
doing the inflatable tube man dance? I was. Yes, that is a very apt description of that. Is the inflatable tube man? I'm doing the wobbly man. That is actually a song.
really?
It is. It's part of a. It's not like a full song, but it's part of a kids song.
Is it
God,
by the Wiggles?
it's not by the Wiggles.
And what's the point?
I'm trying to see. It's Cuckoo Kangaroo. Or well, no, Cuckoo, I guess is what they're named, but they're also known as Cuckoo Kangaroo. But yeah, there's a Wobbly Man dance along. And my kids when my kids kid when he was going through COVID school home training shit years ago. They played a lot of Cuckoo Kangaroo videos, and that was absolutely his favorite. And he will occasionally just still reference it. He'll just put his arms up and go, wobbly man, and start just going wild. It's absolutely hilarious.
I think as a mature 35-year-old, what I'm going to do is look that up and send it to my housemate when we're both drunk, the same way that we both like to send each other non-Alon clips and
Mm-hmm.
watch them at 25% speed. It doesn't take much to keep people happy, really. All you have to do is just lean into the absurdity of life.
Pretty much. Humans, I mean, there are some humans that are not easy to please, but I am not one of those people. I can be made to laugh very easily. For example, I went into the living room, or not the living room, the kitchen to get my drink ready. My kids like hiding in a in our like pantry. Not even
Hmm.
hiding in it. Like he's just got the door closed around him. Um, and we're just sitting there singing random stuff. And apparently, we both said doo doo, and we're very mature, and that's what we started to laugh about.
Me, I'm like one cheap soft taco away from paradise at all times. Doesn't matter what the problem is, doesn't matter what's happening. If I got a taco, it's all gonna be okay.
You know
We're
what?
lost in a part of town all dolled up from the goth club and it's 1 a.m. We found a Taco Bell. Everything's cool.
Everything's good, and hey, that might be the best damn Taco Bell you ever had.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean,
I
some.
don't remember. But
Uh,
the memories will last.
but the memories will last. That's right. Cheesecake is my dopamine food. Caddy, you are not wrong. That is 100% mine. But it has to be a good cheesecake. I will say if it's a really crappy cheesecake, I end up more disappointed than happy.
A crappy cheesecake is a broken promise.
It is. And God, I actually went to the Cheesecake Factory. They opened one not that far from where we live. I've been to one before, but we went to
Oh, yeah.
it. And of course, I'm gonna get a cheesecake. I'm gonna take it home. That's just what you do.
Got a
Um,
cheesecake there.
yeah. And I got the Reese peanut butter one,
What
and
the
I
hell
thought
else are you
it's
gonna do?
gonna taste like some fucking Reese cups. You know what it didn't taste like? It did not taste like Reese cups. It tasted like
Okay.
peanut butter. It tasted like cheesecake. There was no Reese cup about it, and I was very, very disappointed.
Did they have enough chocolate?
They did not. I mean,
Okay. Okay, you're making a fine point, Watson. However, if you walk into a Chipotle and you receive Taco Bell, you are still getting what you asked for, but it's not going to be quite what you had in mind. And the disappointment is what taints the experience.
exactly. Like the cheesecake part, it still was good. And the chocolate crust, it was still good. But it just wasn't the dopamine rush that I was expecting. It wasn't as good as I was hoping. I was expecting, full on Reese experience. Reese is just a whole other kind of peanut butter.
Yeah, they whip it up, they add sugar. Silly Rhea, I
Celeria.
appreciate you for deconstructing my metaphor. Truly I do. But also, you got the point, right?
She
You
might not
get
have.
it?
Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Well, you know what? That's fine too. Not everybody has to make sense of the nonsense that comes tumbling out of my mouth.
That is true.
Oh shit, people are yelling.
Yeah, they're just Senvent, blessed, blessed, wonderful Senvent is just doing the usual praise diarrheas, make sure you're not out of the cycle kind of stuff, which is glorious and beautiful, and other people are joining in.
Oh, good for them. I'm just gonna
Exactly.
clap. Wee.
I'll do my little clap so you can actually hear. Do, 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 do.
Speaking of, I have been super duper happy to see this is twice in the last couple of weeks. I have seen Anorian and Rihrin dusting up at like the twin foci, and that's good. I
They've,
consider that a sign of like nature healing for those guys so that they are getting on their way out of burnout.
yeah,
So
yeah.
whenever I see that happening, I just give a holler saying, "Hooray, morale has blessed you, blah, blah, blah," because I want to be a good order representative. And also let them know that, like, I'm glad they're doing better.
Yeah.
Everybody was super stressed. It's a beautiful thing to see. Like, we even saw that, and everybody on the city talk was like, "Oh, good for them. Let's not ruin it for them. Yay, good
Yeah,
job, guys.
let them
Yay."
go fight each other. We're gonna stay out and not make it a bad day. Just you guys have fun with that. That's cool.
Exactly.
And
Like,
actually, there was a lesser earlier where there was only three of us. There was Sharini, me, and Sep. Um, and they
oof.
had, and the other side, and Orion had five or six. I don't remember how many it was. So we obviously got our asses handed to us. But I was happy. I was like,
This is
yay,
fantastic.
this is fantastic. I want my ass handed to me. I want to see people having fun and being, active in PvP again because, it's kind of boring to go tap a folk. I don't mind it in the mornings. I like my quiet time with my coffee and get my silent twins and lessers by myself. But any other
Oh,
time during the
adorable.
day, I want some fight. I want some murder.
Well, also, like, it's a really good sign of like how an org is doing in some ways if they're willing to reach out and actually engage with something that is difficult. Like the other day, you, me, and Sep were at the Twin, and we were like, "Oh, nobody's coming," except for this one lovely from out in
Bloodluck.
Bloodlock
Yeah.
came back and gave it a good fight 3 times completely alone, and we were like, that doesn't make any sense, but you are a badder dude than anyone. I sent her an esteem because you got to applaud that. You know those odds are 100% against you, and you come back 3 times?
Yeah.
Baby,
Oh,
you get the world.
yeah. I gave her a compliment afterwards too. I was like, you know what? You got some energy about you. I appreciate you coming and trying to attack us. I did find it hilarious. I do find it just generally hilarious when anyone decides out of the group, especially if you're by yourself, that I'm the one to attack. I'm like,
No, no,
Choose.
it's me. I'm the baby.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like choose the person with the less artifacts. I mean, they're obviously
Well,
they're new.
okay.
They may not know that.
And also, how are they supposed to know that you're level 200 and I'm puttering around at 147?
Well, even at
And
200 is unless I'm literally in the 200 class, it really does not make that much damn difference. Frankly, it's really just the artifacts at that point. 200 is great if you're actually in it for tanking. You can heal pretty much endlessly and not die. I've actually stalled several fights by just being in 200 so I can finish the foci as they just keep smacking on me.
I do love tanking. I
Yeah,
like just standing there and ignoring things. Like,
exactly. Like I've got a survive mode. I can just make it go just like here. You just sit there, keep hitting me. I'm just going to keep training this. That's fine. This is fine.
it's, listen, I'm just going to stand there and space out on the regular, even if I'm not out of focus. If you manage to kill me when I'm just like, I'm going to check YouTube, even though I'm in the middle of live combat, I deserve that.
Yeah.
That's okay. I
100%.
respect that.
Like I will absolutely alt tab. I'll go do other things and then come back to my screen and say, "Oh, I'm being attacked."
Did
Okay.
you just did you just admit to automating?
Well, not automating. I have to still come back and turn on survival mode, but after that I'm literally still there. So, it's not against the rules automation. But yes, automation.
Yeah, I know I'm teasing you. It's a channeled action.
Yeah, it's like I have to actually toggle this and then it runs the script and just keeps me alive as long as it can. It's a beautiful thing. And that was the last stuff we heard of Sysaa. I mean, if I get banned for that, I will be very very sad. But hey, maybe it'll force me to have a life again.
Rip to Sissa, but I'm not pouring out this drink.
Please don't drink it and drink with me, and that's the better way to enjoy it.
I will supplement my libations to my stomach first.
I really should have put some salt in this one. I've decided bought the golden margarita mix, like the pre-made.
Mhm.
Might have been Jose Cuervo. I can't remember. But it is so freaking strong on the lemon lime. It is so acidic that I literally put like 2 tablespoons of sugar in here and some soda water. And then I usually put in a little bit of salt, and it helps it not be so strong. And I forgot the salt.
You are in hell.
And what?
You're in hell
I am
again.
in hell. We're all in hell. We're all in our own kinds of hell, right? Maybe.
Probably. I don't want to think about it too hard because then I'll find something to be upset about.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound healthy. It's like, I'm not upset, but how can I sabotage that?
Uh, and we could both sabotage this. Like we could both go down rabbit holes, and I mean,
Listen,
people will love it, but we won't.
no, the things that are actively upsetting me are real life politics.
Oh yeah, no,
So maybe not now. Maybe not like
no,
that.
no. We can do a separate thing where you and I talk about that because I have my own issues. Was talking to my husband about it earlier, and I'm like, oh,
Oh, that
why?
sounds juicy, babe.
Yes, yes. You will
Don't tempt
enjoy
me.
it.
Don't tempt me, Frodo. Stay out of your holes.
Stay out of.
What did you come here for then?
Wait, stay out of your holes. What holes am I entering? And am I enjoying being in said holes?
Gotta say, the deep dive in the nostril, not really digging up gold.
No, I mean, I don't need to be digging up gold. I don't need to be cleaning your ears. There's other orifices.
If you use a knife, you can make a new one, but that sounds
Ooh,
like
that's
a lot
true.
of work.
It does. I don't have the capability to go like make another hole tonight. That's not gonna happen. Rabbit holes. Yeah, we're definitely gonna go down some rabbit holes. That's just how we function, both of us, I feel like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, shit, we're both neurodivergent and drunk. We're gonna talk about random shit.
And I think that's probably why I absolutely love doing this with you. You know, it's
Aw.
just It's so fun. You're so fun. I adore you.
Oh,
And that's not the
God.
alcohol.
Aw. Ah, praise. Taking psychic
Awkward. I
damage.
don't know what to do now. Oh.
Oh, thank you. Because I'm not ungrateful enough to not thank you for the compliment, but I'll have to sit here and digest it and scowling like, "Ugh, somebody said something nice about me out of nowhere. Ugh, thank you.
Oh, that got me. That me good. It got me good. Dying of 1d4 psychic
Psychic
damage.
fizz?
I'm about to say physic damage. Yes, I totally was about to say that.
Okay, I've had an entire rum and coke before I even started the stream, and you're like, oh, you're tipsy. And here you are saying physic damage.
Physic damage. Yeah, I'm
Physic
I'm halfway
damage.
through this cup of tequila, and yeah, it's starting to hit me. But that's fine. That's the whole point of drinking tequila specifically is to get quite smashed.
That is fair. I don't enjoy tequila. I wish that I did because like I don't know about you, but I get jealous of shrimp colors. It's like they're experiencing something that I will never have a grasp on. I want to see the forbidden shrimp colors.
Think
So when there's like a food or a drink that I can't enjoy, I'm always a little envious because it's like, somebody fucking content locked tomatoes behind a paywall for me.
honestly, I don't really like margaritas that much, but I was being lazy when I was in the ABC store. I don't know if everyone calls them ABC stores or not. I don't
Um,
know if that's a
I
South thing or not.
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
Describe the store and I'll tell you the colloquialism.
it's our liquor store.
Oh, okay.
We call them ABC stores down here. Think they do in South Carolina and Virginia as well. But I don't know how far reaching that is. That's like they're government owned and called ABC stores. Don't really have a lot of besides like your wine places that are not government owned. Besides restaurants, obviously. Anywho, I was gonna say I went in there. I was being lazy. My husband's like, I just want the mudslide, so I know the mudslide mix he wants, and I just standing there staring, and I'm like, I don't really want rum stuff again. Let's just grab something random. And I saw that tequila mix. I'm like, you know what? That's gotta be good, right? It's you know high label, and it does taste good. It's just strong.
Well, at least you're getting a bang for your buck. Right now,
True.
what I'm drinking is absolute bottom shelf off-brand Captain Morgan. It's called Lady Bly. It is
Ooh.
cheaper, it is stronger, and it is definitely something you drink to get drunk. It's not good, but it
I
does the job
yeah.
very nicely.
Yeah, I usually buy Captain Morgan like spiced rum, really high proof. And yeah, that's 100% why I buy it. It's not exactly the most expensive thing, and it's not the best tasting, but damn if it doesn't
Uh,
get you drunk pretty
yeah,
fast.
this is Lady Bly. This was a $10 bottle. It is 72.5 proof.
Ooh, I'm buying like
It's spiced rum.
110.
Do you really think I'm gonna spend more than $10 on this much rum? Like, it,
No, no,
no, I'm not.
no.
It's like one of their 1 liter bottles or whatever.
Oh, that's actually pretty big. That's decent size.
Or maybe it's a quart. I have terrible spatial perception.
I do
So,
too.
like, yesterday I was deep cleaning the fridge because you know when you're standing there and you look in your fridge, it's like, I am gonna set myself on fire if I don't clean this right now. Uh, I had to employ one of my roommates to help me get a wheel back on because I'm like, I can see how this is constructed, but I'm having difficulties. So I'm gonna default to somebody who actually has more mechanical skill than I do. Because I'm good at cleaning, I am not good at hanging pictures correctly.
Same. I don't do anything. Well, no, I hung up the poster, but there was an existing nail in my office, so I just used it.
Oh, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
However, I have been mocked relentlessly for doing the most dog shit job attempting to hang up a curtain rod. It was at a whole 20-degree angle. I was absolutely certain everything was Gucci.
Oh, sorry. I got distracted. There's my ADHD kicking in tonight. Or every night? Every night.
Depends on when the meds wear off. I've got about 2 hours left on mine, so we'll see what happens.
I am still not medicated for that. I am on an antidepressant, so it helps a little bit. At least with like snacking and stuff. But for anything
Oh,
else,
yeah.
it doesn't really do much. So I get distracted very easily, very very easily.
I I too am on an antidepressant as well as an ADHD med, and it's a very good wombo combo to keep me from things like ruminating for the entire day and going on Google deep dives if the slightest thing has upset me. But I'm also really good at being chill about it. So it's like I'm just sitting there doing my job and internally screaming for 8 hours in a row.
I mean, that's me working anyway most of the time. Not that I hate my job. I just hate aspects of my job. So I do have moments where I end up screaming internally for most of the day. I'm just like,
Have you
guys,
considered arson?
if I actually worked in an office, maybe, but I work
That shouldn't stop
remotely.
you.
I work remotely.
Listen,
I like my
listen.
house.
No, 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 no. You're not thinking big enough. There has to be a place that has a server that works your remote thingy, and you burn that one down, and the server's down so you can't work.
Well, it's an Amazon server, an AWS server, so it's
So,
somewhere in one of the multiple servers at their offices in Virginia, and we also have a backup ones over in either England or Germany, probably Germany for GDPR. Um, so
don't be
yeah,
lazy. Legyn, I'm trying to tell Sysaa to commit some arson. Oh, you're not getting audio. Okay, don't be so drunk that you cannot fix this. He's not getting audio.
oh no, oh no. I don't
Don't be
think I
drunk.
can. I don't think I can
Don't
fix that for him though.
don't drunk. Don't be drunk.
He's definitely not muted. He's definitely got the
Okay.
capability to turn his own audio on. You probably need to change your input slash output in Discord. Hey, look, I
We
typed it
let
correctly.
cherish him. We adore him. We love one crazy bastard. We cherish him. He is going harder in the sauce than anybody ever has, and I can only like stand back and applaud as this shooting star crosses the skies and says, "I'm going to declare war on God because I'm fucking mad at God." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
absolutely based. 10 out of 10.
Hmm.
And yes, I know you like him. Half of the point of a drunk stream is just making noises into a microphone for a while. Don't mind me.
It really is. Ooh. Well,
Based on what? Your devotion.
I was like, pure devotion. Paste. What? Oh, I get the joke because he said based, which is,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
It's the slang. It's what
it's
the
a
young
slang.
people say.
The young and hip people say based. Like, well, I'm supposed to say wowee, and what were the other things that Ria was telling me to say? I can't remember all of them.
I I
Audio has
refuse
been
to
achieved.
memorize more things.
I've been having to just because I have a child that has also started to say them. You know, just to prove a
Yeah.
point that Ria, my child says things that
Yay.
you say. So,
Audio
Legyn,
has been achieved.
Legyn, are you there?
Speak.
I'm possibly here.
Yes.
Hello. We hear you.
Oh, good.
Are you drunk yet?
I am not.
What? Did
What?
you miss the title? It says Drunktolia. Get on it, man. You're already late.
I mean, you really don't have to. You can keep
No,
us.
you don't. No,
You
you
can try
don't.
to keep us in line, but you're at some point probably gonna be like, "What in the hell did I get myself into?"
Yeah, probably.
Hey, that's okay. I respect it.
Do you really respect it though?
Yes, actually, a little bit. I've had to be the responsible one in my friend circle too many times, so, like, if somebody else takes up the reins so that I can be a goofy goober, then, like, they are giving me a major reprieve. Remember how I mentioned that anxiety thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
somebody else gets to be the, mature one, then I'm not gonna have to break down crying about a broken glass because I'm the only one who will clean it up. So,
But is Legend the mature one?
yeah, sure.
Uh, no.
Uh, maybe.
I mean,
If not, then this is gonna be a real hoot.
for
Ooh.
real.
How much are you willing to gamble on that, maybe?
At least 20 cents.
I'll go with
I'm a big spender.
25. I'll spend just a little bit more. Ah, I keep hitting my mic.
Well, we don't wanna put pressure on you, man. You don't have to be the grown one here. We don't need a foil. We have an entire chat room which will roast us relentlessly, especially since this is being recorded. So everybody's going to remember this anyway.
Absolutely no pressure.
None at all.
No. Yeah, you've done this before. You know, blah, 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 blah. You talked about the archivist, like, what, 2 years ago?
Ah,
Yeah, and I did a few others.
Exactly. Like, you've
I
done
remember none
stuff.
of it.
I don't
that's
either.
okay. You're playing an entirely different character now.
Is he?
Uh, you didn't meet early Legyn.
I did meet Early Legend.
Halfway through War of Night, he did a complete personality 180 and said, "I'm tired of being polite." And everybody in Sponsored was like, "Yeah, baby, you go! Yes!"
Things happened, okay? No one
No,
was alright.
we are cheering for you. We are cherishing this. It's like, he's terrible. Go, go, go.
I have
Yeah.
I have yet to witness any of this so far, but that's probably because he gets to bash all the time and there's not a lot else going on. So
Yeah, he's
I'm looking
busy.
forward to it.
We're not
He's
gonna
busy.
bother him.
Yeah.
He
I
told
tried to make time
Pietro,
for other things.
yeah, I mean, when you hit 200, then you can get back to things like that. And that's okay. We're not gonna bother you. You're a busy man.
200 is it's
Do you have room to talk about this, having gotten there at least twice?
uh, I don't know. That was a
Do
snort
you
laugh.
though? Do you though? Huh, I hit 200. Better quit this character.
I
Uh,
hit 200 and destroyed half the world.
and destroyed half the world. Actually, no, that all happened after I was gone. It was all,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just remembering, like, I'm just thinking of Rihrin doing that whole "oh shit, don't look people in the eyes, hand to the face" kind of
Pretty
thing while
much.
heading to the astral plane. It's like shit, 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 shit.
Pretty much. Like,
I
did he?
don't blame her.
Yeah,
Pietre does, but I
Pietre
don't.
does, but I mean,
But
I don't even want to go into why she was retired, but I can go into running
no,
to
no,
200. I can go into that.
yeah, I'm not here to uproot any particular shit. Let's get into running to 200. Tell
Yes.
me about your sagas, because part of me wants to do it just because I think it would be very funny for the Mr. Rogers of Spine's Reach to also be a Chaos Lord.
I mean, it does seem like that would kind of fit him a little bit in a way. So, I mean, I'm all
It's
here for
mostly
it.
because, like, I did not dislike Riot, however, the amount of overblown dramatics about being a Chaos Lord means that I want to subvert the name of it into being this genial, benign, pudgy guy who's just like, "Oh, hello. How you doing? Do you want some curry?"
That, yeah.
I mean, Chaos Lord is kind of weird now because Riot got it back when Golgotha was in charge, and Golgotha was a bigger deal.
Uh-huh.
And I think Dwarf and all the other Chaos Lords after him work for the Empress, whose name I cannot pronounce.
I just call her Zazimit, and if I'm wrong, I'm not sorry.
No, I think that's a pretty accurate way to say that name.
Close enough, yeah.
Yeah.
May she live forever. Just pronounce it like that.
Yeah, so the
um,
dynamic is a little bit different,
yeah.
and I think it might be interesting for Peter because then you could have your little Chaos Lord or Chaos Demon friends like brewing coffee for you and giving you people snacks.
Oh, he would never delegate that. He doesn't trust them to get it right. There's a whole process. He is too neurotic to let that go to anyone else's hands. He hasn't even written down his method. It will die with him. Like, fuck you, nobody else gets to do that.
It's a shame you couldn't do Astral Lord, and I have a reason for that. Is that I know that Chaos Lords could technically probably do some of it as well, but there's a whole thing with a lot of the Astral where they make their own shit. So he could literally be making snacks and just like poof,
Well,
here
the
have a
thing is,
snack out of magic.
there is so much more to him than snacks.
I
So
mean, it's a
I'm gonna
lot of
have
him
to.
in the
You'll
best
find
way.
out. You'll find out.
Oh boy, I'm doomed. In the best way,
Um,
though, right?
yeah, there are some things about him that even his own darling wife didn't find out about until his marriage. So, and that's because they were in front of the dragon that prioritizes honesty, and it's like, I have to give my giant dragon mother-in-law a gift for ordaining this. Okay, what's gonna be worth it?
um,
So,
right.
on that point, Legyn, uh, I don't want to assume you're going to be an adherent of corruption, but I also assume you're going to be an adherent of corruption. Tell me
Oh
about your
yeah,
ideas.
like my very distant second choice because Chakra Soul kept collecting death flags. Would have been like a Shadow Titan, so to kind of rally Spine Tree to conquer the plane of Shadow and boot off Hosanna. And like honestly, if Teddy Celsus had killed Chakra Soul, I would have joined the congregation immediately and gone for Air Titan, and then told her to her face I was gonna kill her. Because Teddy Celsus is her young, right? So she can't complain. But since death has been postponed until this summer at the earliest, yeah, I'm going for a Deerant.
That makes sense.
You are a diabolical man, and I appreciate about that about you so much. If
I
there are layers to the madness, then I am a magpie digging for treasure. I am just having a blast finding out.
Thanks Saltus is basically the only person left alive that Legyn will be straightforward and honest with because he respects that she will not lie to him ever.
Which is
Everyone else he assumes they'll just betray him at some point.
Pretty
that's quite
much.
reasonable.
Yeah. Every freaking one's gonna do it at some point.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He and Pietro have that in common, actually. One of the reasons that Pietro avoids orders and engages with gods with an unreasonable amount of candor is because he thinks they're all up to something. They only care about people when they are of utility. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm only relevant because you want something. What? What do you want? That's why he liked Severn, because Severn, the manipulator, it's right on the tin. He tells you up front that he's going to lie to you. Okay, he's being honest about lying. Cool. All right, let's see how this dance plays out. Like
Poorly.
he can deal with that if like he knows that he's going to be played for the chump. It's like, all right, I'm at least here for the bit. Let's stick out the scene. All right, all right. But now that dear Papa Severn is dead, the Sisson are like, um, I guess we need a new patron. Do we need a new patron? Well, it's advantageous to have a patron.
Like I'm just saying, the citizen have no undead and no vampires, right?
Yes.
Neither does Dar.
You
No.
Do
have a
it.
brain the size of fucking Texas?
Do it.
That is a fascinating concept.
It's a fascinating
I
concept,
adore you.
but I feel like that would end up going so bad so
Listen,
fast.
listen. We don't worry about initial impressions unless we have turned over the Rubik's Cube several times to inspect it for contents. Like, even if we don't eventually go for it, thinking about it is compelling. It's fascinating. That is such a bold and cool move. Like, we were already pulling one of those by going, oh, you're a follower of Dar and you want to join Spine's Reach. Okay, why not? Sure.
Like
Like,
one of the major problems I had with early Spines Reach as a theocracy was trying to kind of square the concept of Spines Reach being ruled by the gods, while like half the gods in the game were actively hostile to Spines Reach. And the way the game has shifted, that's not as much of an issue anymore. So I'm really trying to push for Spines Reach to get the weirdest and biggest divine advisory we possibly can.
which would be advantageous to us anyway, because then we could just pillage all of their information and use it to further our own ends. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's
Yeah.
also kind of an undertone that like spirits are going to become gods, and now the onus is on the gods to decide how they want to entreat with Spine's Reach.
Yeah, like we're going to become their problem. And I am overjoyed at the prospect. It's like, oh, okay. You just gonna let us cook, huh? Okay. And like we have options, but I will bring up Dar as a concept. Um, our reasons against vampirism and undead go a little deeper than just a simple poo-pooing of the idea,
Yeah.
but it is something that would be interesting to like have a cup of tea and simmer over. Like it is something that would be fun to puzzle out with. So, excellent suggestion. I love that. I'm going to see what I can do with that in character. Not as a metagaming thing so much as, hey, wait a minute. We have more options.
I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of assumed Ulo was doing something like that already.
He totally is. He already put out a news post saying, hey, you can
Yeah,
join Dar's order. And I was like, based. Good job, Dar. Trying to get your foot in the door before we actually start our Frankenstein experiments. Which Dar has like one person in his order, right?
At this point, besides maybe some of the Enorian people that still stuck around, yes. Because Demonicus ended up leaving because of the Spines Reach stuff.
Oh,
He was like,
sorry, we're too cool. God.
well,
Okay.
it was basically the mindset, and I absolutely get it. Like you said, Enorian couldn't be part of the order. You know, or they basically shove people out. I don't know how people ended up still being in there.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
Like,
old
uh,
characters probably or something.
Yeah, it was mostly old characters. So he really pushed for Enorian to not be allowed in, a spirit side organal and part of the,
huh.
not looking to go against the cycle, but so much besides the undying thing, that was his big issue. And then, he's totally cool with Spine's Reach, who does experiments and is looking
Well,
to become divine and all these other things. And I'm like, I can feel that vibe of why you would want to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go find something else to do.
Yeah, well, I mean,
yeah.
post
uh,
Swerve Night 2 and post Monomaki are very, very different environments for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that's
post
the same with
Monomoke,
the
it's
whole
like,
game
fuck
is
it, we
different.
ball. Fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, it's like the whole game is different. Well, not the whole game, but a lot of the game is different post Monomaki. Like people are changing, they're opening their eyes, they're doing different things, and each of the orgs are kind of just figuring out still where they want to go
Yeah,
now.
like, every
Yeah,
city lost something.
Yeah.
Every bit city lost something near and dear to them, and I think it's important to have that pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that was a few months ago, everybody is still dealing with that, especially since change inside of the game is rarely fast, especially if it's considered, which is both a good thing because it will have consequences and kind of a bad thing because it takes 5 million years, and this is why we got rid of democracy because of people quibbling incessantly about 8,000 what ifs. So, on one hand, yeah, Legyn, that sounds fucking amazing. On another hand, we'll
Well,
have to think about it.
with Darius specifically, like the Eschaton examined it and decided to just leave it there and let death decide what to do about it. So I think with that, there's kind of some room for there to be multiple types of deaths and multiple types of cycles, and Dark can have one with Darius, and the Akari and the Undead can kind of do their own things separately without necessarily interfering with that. But there's a
Yeah,
lot of Darius lore that I'm not familiar with.
yeah, and that's totally fair. I mean, if we sapiens can go to Muad'Dib and Muad'Dib is like, "Oh no, get the hell out of here, dog." Uh, shit changed. We could be living in a whole different realm and not notice yet.
Yeah, I don't even know technically. I don't know enough about the Albati lore, but is there even a cycle? I mean, there is now with Dyrus and like animals and stuff,
Uh,
but is there
I
even one in Albatos?
I
There's
don't
death.
know. I
There's
am
death, but I don't know that there's a cycle where you come back from it. I mean, we
Buddy,
do.
I am just a guy. I think I'd have to ask Sabati because Sabati actually pays attention to lore. I'm just here goofing
Yeah, that is fair. That is very fair.
and charting the descent of one barista into madness. Connie the other day, Connie, I'm calling you out here a little bit. Connie was surprised by Pietro's death barb curse about like you cannot kill me in a way that matters, and said, "Whoa, that's really aggressive." And he's like, "I have been through two apocalypses. What do you mean? That's aggressive?"
That's
She's
pretty
like, "Oh,
expected.
but you're pretty chill." It's like, well, I'm not a dick. I'm not going to be pulling that out in my daily life. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Good recall. I don't remember words right now.
Well, are
But
you
still,
done with that
like,
second one yet?
the what now?
Are you done with the second one yet?
Oh no, I'm about three-quarters through.
Okay. Carry on. Or did I break up your train of thought? I am so sorry.
Oh, that's quite all right. I'm on the fence of one, I should use the bathroom before milestones.
Mm.
And number two, should I get another caffeine-free Coke? Can I really have that much sugar today? YOLO, etc., so forth. So I am just thinking.
I
I am just
understand.
thinking.
I'm thinking the same thing. Like I'm like sitting here. I should probably go ahead and get me a second one, and just make this worse for myself. I already know I'm past my sugar quota, and I have no fucks to give. I'm just doing it tonight.
I don't
Whatever.
have a sugar quota, but I pretend I do just to keep myself in good straits.
That's more what
Anyway,
I mean. Yes.
I'm
Totally
going to
fair.
use the bathroom and go come back with another caffeine-free Coke because I
Okay.
don't like diet. It makes my head hurt. But at least I found stuff without caffeine, so it will not send me to the fucking eighth dimension. See ya.
See you in a bit.
So yeah,
Okay, now, Legyn,
yes.
do you have any questions for a 200 about the process or anything since we're sitting here just chilling? Like,
I think I have the process pretty much worked out so far. Like I saved my milestones for 2 years just in case,
yeah.
and that's paying off. So I have mints covered, and you know daily platinums covering my chalices.
Okay. I more meant like how it happens. Does that matter at all?
Uh, I mean, I was there for Tina's 200 event, so I know I worked for Chakra Soul,
Oh, cool. Then yeah,
and
you should be fine.
yeah, yeah. The process for Chakra Soul is fairly standardized.
Yeah, most of them are pretty standardized now. Tiarna, even it, ended up being pretty standardized. Besides, like being slightly unique. Now, you know, don't plan to switch. It's kind of boring, but in a good. I mean, it's boring for a reason because you've already done it once. You shouldn't get anything special the second time around.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't think there's many of us that have switched. There's Izia that ended up going astral. Um, Mia went ethereal, and I don't know that there's anyone else that's also switched.
Rashida, but like she earned that one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she and Kuruk too. And Kuruk actually had switched his too,
Yes.
or theirs.
Correct Lost Titan, but I don't know if he got another one.
He they went back to Takal. I don't know rankings experience. See what they show. They still show Yeleni, so they may not have. I thought they had a Seraph event as well, so they must not have. I know Regetta did.
Yeah, I was there for that one too.
Where are you?
When Yggdrasil burned down.
And Yggdrasil. Oh, the tree. Right.
Yeah,
I can
so
say words.
the way it burned and the way it worked out, Vegeta got turned into a seraph, and then all the pro Eschaton group rolled up to the Warlord's Fortress to burn it down, and I was part of the defense team.
I got you. I remember that now. Oh, and yeah, Majol swapped over to Nocturne to the vampire one. I remember that now. So there's been a few. Let's see. What else can we talk about while we awkwardly wait for Pietre to come back? Pietre. I'm going to say it correctly.
Pietre.
I don't have the right kind of accent for it.
Oh, you mean Pietre?
Pietre.
Yeah, calling him Peter is perfectly acceptable.
I don't want to do that. I want to say it correctly. I just can't get the roll of the tongue quite right.
That's okay. It takes practice. I prefer Peter to Petrie because that is even further from the point.
But that's hilarious because that just brings
No,
back
it
so
makes me
many memories.
mad.
It just makes me think of my childhood.
I'm fine. Fine.
Do you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes, of course I do. I didn't live in a hole.
What I mean, I don't know that. Maybe you did.
Okay, to be fair, I kind of did. I was the kid who was watching like Lucky Luke and Asterix videos that my mom found at the like off-brand dollar store instead of watching Disney classics. So I was watching French bande dessinée films instead.
Why not both?
Because my mom didn't buy me Disney. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. Also, no, Connie, I'm 35. I know exactly what Land Before Time is.
Well, I mean, honestly, anyone before their late 30s, I really do not expect them to know about The Land Before Time unless they know some of the later ones because they made like 12 of those fucking things.
I also didn't watch those when I was a child, but I did absorb them through cultural osmosis.
That's true. Cultural osmosis is
I
very much
did
a
wind
thing.
up watching Pink Floyd The Wall when I was 8, but it wasn't on purpose. Like my dad was copying a VHS, so I got to watch that happen. I was like, "Oh wow."
I watched, let's see, I watched it when I was like 5 or something.
How did you not get bored?
It?
As a 5-year-old? How are you
Well,
going to be following that plot? Come on.
I mean, I don't know that I watched the whole thing. I was sneaking. Like my parents would watch things late at night when I'm not supposed to be awake, and that's why I always worry about having a child. I was a sneaky little thing. Very good liar too. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm just waiting. It's gonna hit someday.
Okay,
So
okay.
I snuck around and watched things. That's also how I saw Porky's as like a 5 or 6 year old.
Jesus. What if they showed you like Fritz the Cat or something or Wizards? I watched Wizards when I was a kid. I had no fucking idea what was happening.
I mean, there's plenty of movies that my siblings definitely showed me that Yeah, that was the case. It was more, I think I came in on the, I think it was the sink scene. No, actually, no. I'm misremembering that. Porky's I saw late night. It was it that I actually watched with my siblings. They were all much older than me, and I had nightmares because I remember I wouldn't go near a sink for a while. I had to have people check behind the shower curtain for me. I was a scared child. I was very
Okay,
scarred for a
so
while.
the only film that actually gave me like supreme heebie-jeebies as a child was when I watched Mars Attacks when I was 9.
Mars
I don't
Attacks is
know
the
why.
one.
There.
Is that the
I don't
animated
know.
one or
No, it
no? No,
was
no, no.
Tim Burton one with the acting
Ah,
aliens. I think I'm
right.
probably able to watch that again as a grown, approaching middle-aged adult.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
There was one thing I know that I really can't watch, and that is the It's a Good Life episode of The Twilight Zone with the kid who sends people to the corn maze because of the part with the Jack in the Box. I can watch any other episode of the classic Twilight Zone, but not that one.
True fact. I've never watched The Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Like I know cultural references, and my husband absolutely loves it. I have not watched a single episode of it ever. I've watched a lot of
I
other older shows, but that's one of the ones that I just was like, I can't get into Hitchcock. It's just not my thing.
Oh, no, The Twilight Zone isn't
Sorry, not
Hitchcock.
sorry. Hitchcock is another one, but Twilight Zone, yes, no, I could
Uh,
just couldn't.
that one I cherish. Especially since like my mom was like, "Hey, did you know that I once got to have dinner with Rod Serling at a bar in college?" I was like, "What?" He did a speech at her college in like Geneseo in the 1970s or so, and they had cut him adrift. So she was like, "Hey, the anthropology club is having dinner. Why don't you come join us?" And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he did. So my mom got to have fucking dinner with fucking Rod fucking Serling. And I'm like, "You are cooler than God, Mom. Did you know this?"
Oh, there's a
And
Melpo in here.
yeah, it's Melpo.
I'm
Melpo's lovely.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if you were in here to come and actually speak. Why can't
Yeah. I'll continue rambling.
yeah, keep rambling. Carry on.
She found out that a lot of the reasons that he could do such knife in the ribs twists is because of his time in the war. Like, he was in World War II, and one day his buddy got crushed by a crate of supplies from the US.
Oh, there's the rolls button. Man, I'm so wait.
Yeah,
That's
like,
dark.
That
yeah, that'll
is.
fuck you up. But that's also part of why he was like, okay, with a lot of
Sometimes life
things.
just kills you.
Sometimes life just kills you with the best of intentions. Like, how stunning is that? His one regret in life is that he couldn't quit smoking. And he had an old war injury in his knee. Like, he was a lovely person. So I have a deep and abiding affection for the Twilight Zone because of its gut punches. But that one episode, I just gotta kind of peace out.
Okay. I'm going to fix things. Can he not unmute? Hmm.
I
How?
gonna check for milestones. Let's watch Mimi do drunken
Oh
milestones.
boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I'm just how do I am failing at can you okay, Melpo. Let's see.
Um, Rolls, Stream Ghost. Okay,
Yeah, he's got the right role. Or they have the right role, sorry.
yeah.
Um
Oh, they left. Okay, that's
yeah,
fine.
so they'll leave. I had to ask them so they can come back in. I had to find the right voice channel to fix that. So you should be able to unmute yourself. If you can for some reason, I don't know why. Everything's correct. Like you don't even have the little mute chat box anymore. Okay, so you're going to check your milestones. How's that going? You grabbing people?
Telemaris is here, so I'm putting out the call to the city.
Ooh, okay. And I'm not gonna try to do that because I
I've already misspelled it. Awesome.
don't. Miles Duoian.
On the other hand, this is at least a very normal misspelling for me. I switch letters all the goddamn time. I don't know if I'm dyslexic, and I don't think it would do me any good to find out because all it would do is contextualize without actually fixing the problem.
Well, frankly, you spelled Telemara whatever correctly.
Telemarius
Yeah,
correctly? Yeah.
yeah, you spelled that correctly, and that's harder to spell. So I think you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's 2 days in a row that I've got given people misdiagnoses in the hospital because I swapped 2 letters around.
Oh
I
no.
was like, "Okay, I guess I have to start paying attention to what I do." And I know that sounds like a petty complaint to all of you fun, cool guy Solani out there, but also, have you considered that I am a bimbo?
I mean, you are, but
I am.
I don't know why this thing. Okay, you're not saying that you can't unmute. You just aren't unmuting. Okay, I need to go step away for just a minute. So
Okay.
you talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back.
Okay, so since you and I are both city leaders and civic examples, Legyn, how do we want to run the next coup of the current establishment?
I'm thinking.
What now?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, like just clue me in. You're not gonna have trouble from the Sisson as long as you just let us know what you're doing. It's like, oh, okay, that sounds fucking dumb. All right, thanks for letting us know. Also, what's this I heard like a week and a half ago about wanting to raid our guild hall?
Okay, so like based on the research the archivists have done,
Uh-huh.
it's not actually possible to deliberately explore the source of knowledge. It just
Uh-huh.
kind of takes you where it wants you to go. So the idea is we need something of Severn's to kind of get us to his memory,
Oh, okay.
and we have options for that. And one of them was robbing the assistant guild hall to get Severn's inheritance.
Have you considered asking nicely?
Yeah, but that was deemed improbable.
Fucking Christ. You really think we're gonna be less mad at a polite query? It's like, they'll be okay if we rob them, but God forbid we ask politely.
Robbery's only a problem if you get caught.
Well, fucking no. God, you were so much fun.
Well, the other
I
option is getting Severn's sword from Tank Salthus, which is even
that's gonna
less
be
likely.
much harder. Still, I truly appreciate the fact that you work super duper hard and actually move and shake the game in a significant way because I truly adore Spines Reach. I do.
Hmm.
However, we get really caught up in overthinking and a lack of action. And that trips us up more than it should.
Oh my gosh! Like,
I had
what?
that problem for a very, very long time.
It's like,
Oh, yeah, sure. It's what happens when you get a bunch of dweebs into the same situation. Like, this is what happens in Nerd Town. We're gonna do that. That's why Pietro's way of handling the massive crowd for everything concerning the statue was just like, okay, guys, here's what's going on. Here's how you find out your information. He didn't say every single exhaustive detail because he knew that people would enjoy finding out by talking to each other so that they had a sense of accomplishment and it wasn't just handed to them because people love solving puzzles. So he gave them the tools they would need and then let them handle each other in filling one another in. and supplied the information when asked.
People love solving puzzles up to a certain point.
Yeah.
See the executor event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We overthought it. We did.
It worked out.
It did, of course it did. Like, we did our best. But I was like, oh, the Roo taught me about this. Hold on, we can do it. And mm, I didn't realize it didn't play by the same rules. So we tried.
One
As
of the
for the
best pieces.
release, or are you talking about the release of the abilities?
Both.
For the release of the thing, we were operating by standing guild procedure for handing out the infiltrator class and had kind of lost the plot on
Oh,
what
no,
the
no, no,
actual
not
agenda
that.
was. So, my bad.
No, just like
Thankfully.
the puzzle part beforehand.
Oh, yeah. What it really came down to was a leap of faith.
Exactly.
And I think that's a very beautiful and poetic thing.
Like one of the best pieces of advice Emmeline gave out was to kind of role play things, and then submit a request for an org reg or pull support or something. And that's something I struggled with a lot because every time I wanted to do something, I was like terrified that it wouldn't get supported. So it would end up getting like paralyzed, waiting for pool's approval or to see what was feasible. And post Monomaki have been much better about like doing things and then assuming I will get permission at some point somehow. And that has made everything just so much better.
I think that's a very wise thing that people should take into account. Get past your fears of rejection and get on top of just fucking going for it.
I think I'm all for it. I really am. I think there is just some. There are some people that had bad experiences in the past that it makes it hard for them to get past that, unfortunately. I'm hopeful that they can, but I know that's why some people have still been very hesitant to take some of those leaps and bounds because they did put the role play effort in and they tried to get things going and then just nothing came from it. And that's understandable. Not every hook is going to be something that, admin are going to go grab and run with. But it does make it a little bit tricky for people sometimes.
Oh, yeah, no, that is totally understandable. It's something that everybody has to deal with. Like, nobody likes being rejected. Not a single goddamn soul on this earth likes being ignored.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
So
also it's not
you
as
just
big a deal as you think it is
No, it's
to
definitely
like
not
get
as
hard
big.
more.
Yes, like it's definitely
no,
not as big of a
it
deal.
just hurts because like your idea is not being paid attention to, and that does hurt.
Yeah,
However, you got to do it for you.
exactly.
And that's the hard part. You got to do it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
So
with what you have.
like if you give your character a habit or trait and you bother to role play it out every single day when you log in or something like that, you're doing it for you. Even if
exactly.
it's literally never taken into account, it's worth doing. You deserve that.
I agree. Like, I took that whole leap of switching to spines reads just because I did it for me. Like,
Yeah.
I did it. I decided, you know what? Fuck it. I haven't done much for myself in quite a while. I'm just gonna go for it, and it's been a blast. And I think more people need to be willing, one, to just take risks, but also be able to do things with just thinking of themselves, not having to think of everybody else. And hi,
Yeah.
Melpo.
Hi, Melpo.
Hello.
Nope, still not working.
Say, so to be absolutely fair, it is really daunting to try and do anything different in this game where people will remember shit from like literally 15 years ago.
Oh yeah,
So it's
no.
like, e even if you have just turned over a new leaf, You have changed your ways. You've done everything. Somebody's gonna come out of the woodwork and just go like, what about this time? Back in like 5,000 years ago. Aren't you a hypocrite?" It's like, buddy, I am trying to live. I am a hermit.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
am I am planting turnips. Calm down.
yeah, I feel this because obviously I do get the jokes constantly of the hey, retiring, hey, you started the word of the night, hey this, hey that, which it hasn't
Oh,
been that
yeah.
long ago, but I still have people that will bring up things that I did on characters from the start of the game and I'm like, guys, that was years
Guys,
ago.
calm
I am a
down.
whole different person now. I have changed so much compared to, 18, 19, even in my early 20-year-old me. I'm about
Yeah.
40. I'm about to be 41 this
People
year.
change.
People
People change.
change.
Like, I rag on you very lightly about the whole War of Night thing just because, like, it made a
It's a
strong
meme.
impact on me, and I find it charming and pleasant that you and I have both gotten to the point that we're at about it.
Mhm.
Because the last thing that Pietro ever said to Rihrin was, "I hope you know what you're doing." And nothing illustrated how much she did not by all of the things that came of it. Like, I find that incredibly poignant.
Testing.
However,
Testing.
I am not holding that over your head because how the fuck were you supposed to know that the entire plot of the game would just go completely cattywampus about that?
Oh, I know. And
Well,
it wasn't even my idea. I try to not take credit for it. Like it was entirely Sid and Sabati, other people's ideas, and I just said, you know what? Fuck it. Let's roll with it. Let's destroy some shit. I did the whole thing of let's just go try things. Um
I feel like I missed something important. Can
oh,
you
we
tell
were
me that?
This was something well before you joined. It was a really major world-changing event that left a lot of trauma on a lot of people and also sparked a lot of change in how the world interacts with itself.
So,
However,
is it why my guild exploded?
no, you're in the apostles, right?
Yeah.
Your guild
oh
exploded
yeah.
because of the last recent event in
Okay.
which the patron of it uh basically took on the Atlas role of holding the world up,
Yeah, I got the lore. I
which
just wasn't sure if it was connected to whatever we're
oh
talking
yeah,
about
no.
here.
No, no. That
This
was
one, the Monomashi, which is the event that caused all of that, no particular organization has any guilt to be carrying with that. So nobody's pointing fingers at each other over the dilemmas of gods.
Cool.
It's just one of those, hey, your god died because he was an asshole. And we're like, yeah, we fucking know, and we miss him anyway.
No, we don't.
I do. He was great. He was an
I mean,
asshole, but I love him.
pretty much the only way to get new gods is to kill old gods, right? So,
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to make them. Fuck. We're working on it. God. Be patient.
I'm sure yours will be prettier than ours.
We're trying. Also, I love Zerlin.
oh,
I love morale. Morale is great.
Morale is great. Morale is
Morale is
good.
great. There's a reason I'm representing them, and that is one of those, this is kind of the thing I've been doing the whole time anyway, so sure, why not?
Listen, so I don't know if I told you this or not, but in like the first week of me playing, I was like, okay, so I want an apartment in the city, but I don't have any gold. So how do I justify them paying for me? Okay, I'm a bard. And you don't have a stage here. So what if there's an apartment or house shows and it's the apartment? And then someone told me about Morales. Like, what if this is actually devoted to a god? It's not just for me. um, yeah, that was definitely for morale the whole time. Definitely. Um, hmm. but yeah, no, I love the morale god.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's really fun to be the morale of the quote unquote bad guys.
Yeah, no, that is a nuance that I deeply appreciate about the entire situation, actually.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
so fun.
that's one of the reasons I'm actually having an interesting time trying to pen a sermon because, like, I have the framework of it in my mind, but I know there are going to be people coming in here with 0% nuance. They're going to be like, what if my morale is drained by somebody else's actions? And, like, my only response is, why do you have such bad faith in yourself?
Yeah, and also, like, do you think it just stays consistent the whole time? You think you
Like,
never
morale
have to
is
boost?
most needed in places that don't have it. Like, if there is a void of it, it's gonna be there more than it's gonna be in a place that's in good shape. Like, calm down, you don't need babysat.
Way-
Relax.
The way I design things for Shocker Soul, trying to come at it from an angle of morale, I'm like, how do I do this?
Especially since they're literally diametrically opposed.
Yeah,
Melpo,
well,
please.
I know. Well, hear me out here. So, like, despair is diametrically opposed, but are all of the gifts diametrically opposed? I don't think so,
I wouldn't think so because it's a virtue.
Avarice and malice aren't, but also
right?
they're avarice and malice.
Well, no, it's
But
the
also
despair
might.
part that we have
But
problems with.
despair is 1 out of 5.
Well,
That's not even
despair
half.
could be
Yeah,
morale for somebody. Like for Legyn, despair is morale. So you just have to learn
exactly.
how to
Which
I don't know
is
twist
if I
it.
Which is why Pietro is not like, oh, we're diametrically opposed. Ooh, I'm gonna start condemning you. Ooh. It's more like, oh, look at your morale and being just the worst person ever. You're just the best.
Exactly. You're being
Exactly.
your best self. That is what it is about.
feel like I
Exactly.
don't
And he
think I
has
would
never
twist.
seen Legyn so driven or so outspoken. So he's like, he's thriving. This is excellent.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know if I would twist my brain so far as to say despair is morale because those are opposites, right? But like, again, that's 1 out of 5.
It's
There are
I
it's
four
don't
other
know how to
gifts.
explain to you that Pietro is not mentally healthy.
yeah. I mean,
He's been through a lot.
he,
He's just
he's
looking at this and go like, yay! Thumbs up.
it's like
No,
I
totally. I'm just saying, like, from the writing a sermon part of it.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna have to angle it a different way. I do have ideas for it. I'm putting it together, but you know the whole neurodivergent, you can't do it until it congeals. So I'm gonna have
Mhm.
to generate myself a fake deadline to actually get it done.
Well, ask for help if you need it.
Oh, it's not help that I need. I
I
just need
mean,
to have outside of enforcement, so I'm just gonna make like one of my housemates do it. It's like, hey, give me a time to turn in this assignment.
I
That's
mean,
right. If it's helpful, I can start harassing you as Melpo because that's gonna happen anyways.
I was
Oh
gonna
no,
say
no, no, no,
though.
no, no, no. Guilt won't do it.
Okay.
Panic does it.
Okay.
And I cannot disappoint the people I am physically living with because then they can frown at me in real time.
Mm,
No, 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 no.
I understand this. It's like when you invite somebody over specifically so that you will clean.
Exactly.
I get it.
I was going to add on real quick.
Go for it.
What was I going to add on now? Now the alcohol's starting to kick
Haha.
in.
Ha
Oh,
ha.
ha ha! I get it. Let's see if I can get it right. No, that's way too high pitched. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what that was. But I was gonna say, just write your sermon about being your best self. There you go. You can do that.
Uh,
Pietre is
mm,
all about, even if it's a little bit fake sometimes, about being your best self.
um,
Maybe,
sort of.
sort of. No.
The thing is, one thing I'm trying to counteract with the image of morale is that people have the idea that it is a strictly feel good and sweetheart kind of thing, when anybody who knows what morale and like hope in the worst points of their life is knows that it's more like a cockroach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can't stand it out.
unable.
It's close to Strife, honestly.
Yeah, that's why I literally made a news post saying, "Hey, Lord of Strife, I'm glad you're surviving. I'm glad you're doing better. We happily juxtapose one another. I'm proud of you."
Yeah.
Like, we're not diametrically different so much as Strife helps complement morale.
Yeah.
Like, it helps it shine in a good way, and morale helps make Strife rewarding. Like,
Yeah.
your endurance is rewarded in
It's
both
like,
circumstances. So it's a friendly foil. It's a compliment rather than a opposition. So I
yeah,
think it's
Strife.
important for people to know that morale is something that you have to fight for to
Yeah.
preserve.
I feel like it's like rock bottom and then Strife when you're just fighting for out of spite, and then you get to the positive part, which is morale.
Yeah, morale is the promise of a warm fire in your house after a mile in deep snow.
I mean, that could is one way it could look.
Morale is knowing that you have a warm crock pot of stew waiting for you when you get home.
Or it's like a really good battle song while you're killing everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
like the archivist got morale splitting after the meeting where we were plotting out a raw decision Guildhall and also openly planning the murder of Lexadra.
exactly. Because you had very strong morale.
Incredible.
It is not a matter of like feeling good necessarily, so much as having strong conviction
Yes, there you
and
go. That's
having
what it's trying to say.
integrity and having the will to defy that which would subdue you. And
Like I
those
think
are all
ambition.
concepts that I am trying to make sure are separate from ambition
Yeah,
Yeah.
or righteousness. And that's where I'm having a little trouble threading the needle because I want to make sure it is distinct.
Too many of
Because
the orders in general kind of overlap. Let's be real. Like, there's grow, 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 grow
it,
every fucking where.
let,
and here's a hot take though,
okay,
and
listening.
because I've been trying to again find the nuance of like how do I keep morale in Bloodlock without Shock just killing me about it. Um,
Which I have loved all of your critical thinking questions. They have been so good, and I'm so
Yay,
pleased for you, and I should esteem you for them more often. Like, you go hard in the sauce, and I respect the hell out of that.
appreciate
This
that.
team is
But yeah,
good.
just like I've
Yeah,
just seen how almost any, in fact, possibly all of the divine have the ability to work well with morale because again
yeah,
morale isn't distinct because it is different in different things and it
exactly.
works really well because morale is the heart of sapience and all of these things, all of these deities or whatever are a part of sapience, so I think
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
goal might not be making it distinct that way, like trying to make it completely separate. The goal might be showing how it is bolstering everything.
Hmm. I get what you're saying. I just don't want to be wishy-washy in expressing
Oh,
that.
for sure. I'm just
And
saying, like,
that's what I mean by distinct. I don't want to just be repeating other people's doctrine. Like, I want to show what is different and unique about this in particular.
I
So
think that
you are completely right. I am just being a huge fusspot.
no, I think I get it, and I think the fact that morale can bolster all of them is a distinct thing because again, we have things that are so diametrically opposed and constantly at war with each other and blah 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 blah. To have one divine that's like, I can stand in a room with any of you and be fine. Like I can partner with maybe not Shock. Maybe that's pushing it too far. But like I feel like that is something that is distinct, and then it's like, nah, nah, we're all. If you're willing to work with me, we can do something.
Exactly.
Um, so
Uh,
that's
I
my
w-
plan because I hope everybody hires me.
you're doing fantastic. I really loved all of your really long heart emotes during the ball in Villamo. They looked
I,
fantastic, and you were clearly putting your whole everything into it.
I pre-wrote all of it.
As one does, I pre-wrote like 80% of the important parts of my wedding ceremony. Like, if it matters, you gotta throw your whole tits in.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, 100%. Like, I feel like when I did balls in the past, even in Bloodluck, where they had like the ballroom that technically it would play the music and stuff, you could, there was a thing that you could use to like do some of the extra emotes if you wanted to. But I tended to, yeah, just have a lot of things written in advance. And if I had to tweak it, that's a whole other thing. But you really, if you're planning a big event, you want to have a good chunk of things kind of at least sketched out, so you're good to
Yeah,
go.
like,
Yeah.
it is 10 times easier if you have like some things pre-written so that you can edit them to match anything that happens by surprise or
yeah.
anything like that. Preparation is 80% of an event, and that's what makes it stressful. Just knowing that you probably have to pivot, so you have to think of like what to do if somebody just fucking throws down a rainbow bomb and declares it the
Yeah.
miracle whip and slide and slathers a bunch of mayo on the dance floor. Like,
I got
you just got to
kind
deal
of
with
bad.
that.
I got a little bit. I had to take a breath. I was like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?"
I
No
just kept
question,
on
yes.
keeping on. Thank you very much. I just kept dancing with my god. It's like I'm dancing with a god because I'm audacious to look a god directly in its little mask eyes and say, "Hey, do you want to dance?" Because I'm not afraid of a goddamn thing, even though I should be.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing to do. If there's like literally, I think there was 5 divine there.
Uh, let's see. Hold on.
There
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 was
were there were there was about that. There was Arvelis, there was
Yeah, there were
Chakrasul,
5,
Abarash, Morale.
and
Who was the other one?
Zerulith.
Lilith.
Oh, Zerulith. Technically, yeah, that is a god, even though it's an AI.
I didn't know at the time that that was a god. Otherwise,
Oh,
I would have recognized it along with all the other gods in my
well,
little
I
adjustments.
thought it was
to be
hilarious that
fair,
they were in a costume of
they were
Iosine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were in a costume. It's okay not to recognize it. You can
Yeah.
easily work that into like your character. Your character showed up after Iosine died. How are you supposed to know that's not somebody important? It's a costume party. It's fine.
I guess. I suppose.
I feel bad on one hand because I'm fairly irreverent when it comes to Zyrolith. On the other hand, I'm exercising a kind of passive aggression that is necessary for telling an AI what to do.
Yeah,
So I'm speaking directly, I am choosing my words carefully, and I'm saying things like, I did not mean, well, no, I don't even use the word mean because mean can mean like somebody's being nasty. It's like,
yeah,
I did not intend to offend you. I wanted to pay you a compliment. Like, you have to choose your words carefully because AIs can be ticked off by any goddamn thing. And the last thing I want to do is cause a virulence explosion in the middle of a party. So,
honestly, I feel like that's on par for a manufactured divine.
Yeah, I
listen,
mean,
they will
Yeah.
explode at the slightest provocation. I sent them some soup, and one time when I was wearing a cheerleading uniform in character, just because Pietre likes breaking down any gender norms, it's like, oh, men can't do that. And he's like, I'm gonna do it just to make you have problems.
I'm gonna do it like that.
It's like, one time somebody was like, ugh, men, they make the terrible decision. He's like, excuse me, all of my terrible decisions are not made by my penis. I'm gonna turn into a woman to show you I'm stupid in every incarnation.
I wondered why he was a woman the other day, so that explains things.
It's because he considers himself beautiful, powerful, and dumb as all hell, no matter how he's portraying.
Fair.
He is the pinnacle of gender doesn't matter when you're a slab of meat. How the fat distribution works doesn't matter. So if you're gonna go like, ugh, women, or men, you're pathetic. Everyone's fucking dumb.
Everyone is.
I mean, I'm still gonna do Ugh Men because I'm vibing with Pax, but also
That is perfectly fine. That is called social influence.
yeah.
It's when somebody's doing it erroneously, like, listen, you're not cute and you're not interested. You're not interesting by being casually nasty about gender. You're not helping anybody, so I'm here to help break down those boundaries of saying, I'm hot no matter what I'm doing. I'm also stupid no matter what I'm doing. Thank you and good night.
My gender is Bat Bard.
I
My gender is bimbo. Thank you.
I keep wondering about that though. Like, people really make gender an issue anymore? I know there's a handful of specific cases.
Sometimes people do, and
Huh.
I take it upon myself to cut out the casual sexism jokes in either direction. Because it's boring for people to be saying things like that in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
get
think
it
we're
Like,
coming.
for
I
characters
think
like, what was his name? Mud. I can't think of his name, the first name. Can you think of
well, then
it?
I'm not sure he matters.
No, 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 no. He doesn't. Let's see. Zayla's husband. Kane. Kane. Anyway, it was part of his demeanor to basically be a jerk to everyone, no matter gender. But sometimes it would come off a little bit chauvinistic and whatnot. But that was the character
Oh,
more than it was like the actual player. So I kind of get it,
okay.
the nuance there with it. But
Okay, so, like, even so, I'm still doing this in character
yeah,
to just break down those kind of things because, like, if you want to call somebody stupid, don't tack it on to their body shape.
no, that is
People are
stupid.
just stupid no matter what's going on. Nobody's superior.
No, we're
Everybody's
all
just
dumb.
meat.
We're just
Everybody's dumb
meat
as
shells.
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just
So that's
meat.
Pietro's angle. My angle is
I love it.
your comedy is weak, and I am going to outstrip you in every way if you want to be leaning on these incredibly tired boomer tropes. But in character, it's one of those, oh, really? Let's see how you handle this when I have a pair of tits, since it's apparently so important to you.
You know what you need to do though when you do it is you also need to walk around with like no top on to make sure to just blatantly, shake them around and everything. It'll be more hilarious that way.
Okay, one, I agree. However, Pedro is also very body shy. He is very careful about keeping his skin covered no matter what, but he does have a plunging neckline.
Okay, well
So
that's pretty.
he has taken this into account, but he's not going to go topless because he's in a fucking tundra.
I mean,
That's
He
fair.
he
that's
is from
fair.
the desert. He's cold. He's always cold.
That's something that's been interesting to explore. Just being from Decay, and then being from Gier, which is underground, and it's just being like, I feel like light and temperature to Melpo has been more about like elevation than anything else. It's
Yeah,
just like,
I think it's interesting and cool when characters actually have consequences for atmospheric differences than what they're accustomed to. Like, Pietro literally has seasonal affective disorder. I don't. Him, he has episodes in the fucking winter when he just has to like go into a hot area and spend time there like a hot houseplant, or else he will turn into the Joker. Like, he needs that.
Yeti, you threw your loincloth. Wow, that was the alcohol this time. At a Karn because he wouldn't listen to you. I full on, and I know this is off topic from your thing,
Oh,
Pietre.
that's okay. We're
Um,
allowed to divert. We're having fun here. We're
exactly.
relaxing.
We're relaxing.
Yes.
But I was having an argument with Karoon. I don't remember exactly what about, but I said that clothes don't matter or something to that effect. And he's like, you know, people wear clothes for a good reason. I'm like, I will straight go naked now. I do not care. I will go walk around naked, because says this from Durant, where clothes really did not matter.
They
Literally.
don't. It's warm and humid there. You're in a greenhouse.
Exactly. Like, we're in a greenhouse. It's gorgeous. It's warm. We don't need to give a shit. We can just walk around with nothing. I mean, it's pretty standard. So, yeah, she totally
I
stripped
was
down and just
told.
went walking around and was like, hey, yeah, ta-da, naked. And it's definitely been a point of contesting a couple of times with different people where they're like, you wouldn't do it. I'm
I
like, yes, I will.
number one, I never look at anybody's descriptions. So my
I look at people's
oblivion
descriptions.
transcends everything. Number two, based. Also, Yatave, based. You are correct. That is one of those things like I said earlier, if it doesn't make any actual impact on the plot, but you're doing it because your character would do it, that is worth it enough. You're doing it for yourself. That is a correct thing to do.
Exactly.
It is
Yeah.
integrity to your character, it is consideration, it is good.
Doesn't matter to the plot yet.
Legyn, you made a strange grunt. Please share your thought.
I said yes.
Excellent.
Very good,
Also,
yes.
I'm on third rum and coke, so I am drunk now.
Congratulations.
Yay!
You've arrived.
There was a rule about Sisson not being publicly inebriated or intoxicated, so I am just vibing at the Intergate.
I was gonna say this is not the game. You can be as inebriated as you want to be. Just
Sure, but
AFK.
uh, I'll just have to be careful about what I type and double check everything.
I mean, you may need a triple check if you've had a third drink or you're on your third drink.
Either that
There's
or I'm built like a tractor. I don't know.
there's skills in Bard that require you to be slightly drunk, so
Which I love, honestly. I love that gossip requires you to be tipsy, but you're just talking shit on a global level because you're wasted enough to have a strong opinion. I love that.
I mean,
That was a major logistics issue during the Delve event. Getting
Oh my
enough
God, it
booze to stay
was.
just drunk enough.
It totally was. And I think that was fantastic. The Delph event was so much fun.
I don't know which one you're talking about because I don't remember that.
This was during the raids when people were having revolutions against.
Oh,
Okay, this was all in Delve.
yeah, and that was during the Eschaton and all that stuff that I ended up
Yeah,
noping
yeah,
out of, and I kind of regret certain parts of that fact. But oh well.
that's okay. I don't remember what you did, so you're completely absolved.
Why, thank you.
oh,
You're a
I'm your
beautiful
first
human being.
caller.
You are going to forgive me for everything, right?
Oh, I'm gonna
Probably.
Probably.
die.
You're a person, play a game. What am I gonna do? Take this as a grudge to my grave?
I mean,
Hell no.
I
I
know
don't
some
have
people
time
that
for that.
will, so
Have they
That's a
been to the
hard life
club?
for them.
they've
Have they
not.
been out of their house? Have they enjoyed the touch of sunshine?
They
This is
have.
a game.
They have not.
It's okay. Like, there are things in this game that I take very, very seriously.
This is not
As
one of them.
everyone does, this is a narrative. However, this was over half a year ago, and I don't remember it. If somebody tells me something they did over half a year ago that had no impact on me, what am I going to do except applaud at the fact that they did something sneaky? That's fun and cool.
Okay, well, carrying on about these Delvian things that I have no idea
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I am just happy when people engage with a game and I get to hear about later when like they did something I didn't know about it and it was cool. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Good job.
Just you wait.
Oh, you were in protest about it at the time? Listen, Yeti, my love, my darling. I didn't have a single goddamn opinion. So I was having a great time.
Are you talking?
Yeah,
Who are you talking to?
Oh, in the chat, like on Twitch.
I'm talking to the chat on Twitch.
Oh, I'm not watching Twitch.
Oh, well, that would explain it.
Chatting
It
with
Yatabe
explains
you.
several
said,
things, yes.
I've been waiting on Zenobia to make me a fancy loincloth, and I was waiting around so long I protested and stood around in luck and would sway in protest. I was still in protest of the event at that time. Melpo, amazing music at the ball. Somebody is very proud of you for all of your predetermined emotes. You did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Well done. And you should be proud. You did a wonderful job.
Shit, so people have been hearing me this whole time, and there's been a whole chat happening that I can't see.
I wouldn't stress.
You want the link?
That's okay. I don't think
Okay.
I can keep track of that many things right now.
Okay,
So
that's
I'll
okay.
just be out here living my life.
People have been appreciative of what you've done, and everybody has been super nice. So if you can't keep track of
Love
it,
that.
hey, you're doing good.
Yeah, there's not really much going in. It's mostly Yeti just being Yeti, and Yeti is Yeti. That's
Listen,
such a
I
great
Blanket
adore
section.
him.
affection.
Yeti is lovely. He gave me a scorpion health tracking thing so that I could look at it and decide how important it was for me to do something about the Yeti thing. He's the worst. Get out of here.
I'm still trying to figure out why mine doesn't show that it needs food. It shows me the other things, but I'm like,
It never
it
okay,
never shows that?
no, it never shows that.
Why? Why you gotta be
It
cruel like that?
listen, it's a Tamagotchi. You have to assume that they get hungry too.
I'm not gonna assume that.
Well,
I
that's why they keep dying.
I haven't had one die yet. It just got really sick, and now I have fixed that.
Sure, give it time. What color is yours, by the way?
It is gold.
Oh,
I've
mine
got a red one.
too. Oh, red was my first one. I fucked that one up. Sometimes it's like just how it pans out that God takes a shit on you.
I killed 2 before this one.
It do
And
be like that sometimes.
a librarian died for one of mine.
No.
My
Hang
current
on,
one.
what?
But I dropped it by accident. So I thought, when I was still figuring it out, I thought you had to like drop it to do some of the things. You never have to drop it ever. But I dropped it in the library, and the librarian NPC scooped it immediately. And I was like, I was like, fuck, no. And so I cried
Okay.
about it.
Melpo? Melpo, when
Uh,
that happens, issue yourself so you can
no,
get your
So
item back?
I cried about it on the city channel, and then Maeve came and murdered the librarian for me because stealing's bad.
That's very
Okay.
Maeve. That is very
Okay,
Maeve.
Yeah, that's expected.
It was
that's
a
super
60-second
duper on
problem.
brand and that's super cute and very cute. Okay,
Yep.
good. All right. Otherwise, I was going to be like, issue it yourself to get your property back
And
because
then I
it's in the
died.
hands of the admin. What?
No, and then it died.
And then it
No!
died anyway. Yep.
God damn it!
Because I wasn't watering it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But this one's large and will hopefully live forever. And if anyone kills my scorpion, I'll be so sad.
No, we killed it. Yeti, what did you do, bitch? Yeti said that you killed it.
Didn't
Nah.
kill it.
On the other hand, if you're at large size, that means that whenever I die, I'll just go like, hey, do you need a corpse?
Always. Even
Then
you know
I'll
what? Even
mail
if I
it to
don't have a
you.
scorpion, probably that's appropriate.
Mine is now like big enough to be a mount, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm willing to donate my corpses to the cause.
Always appropriate to mail your barred corpses.
Well, yeah, that's called community. Hello.
Exactly.
We might be at war someday, but also scorpions.
Sounds like more scorpion food. It's fine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Wait,
it's kind of like when fishermen just hang out in the same spot and just like tip their little lure-covered hats and ignore each other, even though they're probably able to PK one another. It's like, no, no, it's fishing life.
Fishing hole is sacred.
I accidentally gave my warehouse ticket to the wrong person when I asked for it back.
No.
Someone took control of them, and I had to barter for it back.
Sounds fun.
That does sound
That
fun.
is actually fun. Also, Complex Shave, may I ask which character you are, or are you just having a good time being anonymous? Because I will accept either one, because it's kind of fun to be someone else for a while.
I feel that. I like to hide out occasionally.
Yeah, lurking is fun.
I'm
I can't
actually,
blame anybody for that.
yeah, that's like the lucky thing about changing the names back to the Gray Accords anyway, is it's no
Mhm.
longer showing as my account. So I can go to anybody's stream and I'm the Gray Accords.
Oh my god, you are a fucking infiltrator indeed.
I am. But let's be real. I'm mostly going to Zen and watching her stream while she draws art and being very obsessive, like, wow, that's so pretty.
But that sounds super fun.
It is. I love hanging
I
out with
don't even
her.
know who that is, but
You
I'm just
don't
very
know who that
pleased.
is. That is Eleanor from
Oh,
Spine's Reach. She
okay. So hear me out.
hmm.
I arrived after she basically left.
Oh, I know. I know. I just figured you had seen her art somewhere before.
I had seen her art somewhere before. The lounge used to be her shop,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm aware of it. However, I have no further context beyond Ghost of the Machine.
Okay. Well, Eleanor was one of the old Kabbalists, her and her husband, like in-game husband, Acuatera, who was a
Oh my
dragon
god,
that had
really? Okay,
two
yeah.
two like personalities in one body, and he
Okay.
actually would talk
Let's
with
see.
both of them. It was really cool. Um,
Uh, Erin has that. That's very cool.
yeah. Um, and although she's pretty much quit the game, she still does tons of art, and she's just been a go-to pretty much for any Aetolian person to like get character art, especially chibis. That tends to be like the quickie one. And a
Yep,
lot of
yep,
the
yep.
art that is streaming, like that, the stuff that I've gotten done for previous characters from years ago, is all her. My Rihrin astral art was from her. She drew that. And trying to think of what other ones she's done. She did Valerie and Illikal's for when they hit 200 as well. But so she's
Uh,
done some really big commissions over the years. And she's very lovely. She's from either Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember which. And she's fun to watch.
oh, that's absolutely lovely.
Yes.
With a,
Um,
with a name like Eleanor, I'm gonna guess Australia.
I'm pretty sure it is Australia. Because I actually still have. It's hidden right now, but there is an exchange. She does it yearly, where you can get a Christmas card from her. And
Oh,
it has one of her little birds drawn on it, and it's very adorable.
That sounds absolutely lovely.
It is.
yeah.
I adore her so very much. We're not like as close as we might have been years ago, but I still try to go in there and just hang out, see what she's doing.
Support
That's
community
okay.
artists.
Exactly. Support the artist. I watch a few people, but she's the one that I watch the most.
Nice.
Okay.
I am doing everything in my power not to impulse buy a tent.
A tent. Like,
Yes, I go camping
I
in
know
the
you do,
summertime.
but I was like, wait, why did we jump to buying a tent all of a sudden?
Because I saw it on Facebook, and it is a like 10-person fast pitch tent for under
Ooh.
$100.
For 200?
Under 100.
Holy buckets. Is it
Oh,
in
what's
good
wrong
shape?
with it?
Yeah, it's from like Walmart.
I mean,
That's a
still,
big tent.
what brand is it?
Coleman. So it's a good
So
one.
it's a good one. I don't know. I mean, I would probably be acting just like you because I don't camp much, but I can appreciate a good deal.
I camp once a year, perhaps
Why am I
twice.
dying?
However, I have huge respect
What
for
is
some
happening?
sweet deals. And extra space is always nice.
What was
I
that?
posted the link
Fear
to
of
it in
missing out
the
works.
group chat. What now?
Fear of missing out works.
Yes, FOMO. Serious FOMO.
Yeah, I have a 10 by 12 at the moment, but the concept of having a 2-room, like 8-person tent, holy smokes. The main determinant of whether or not I buy a tent is if I can put it up alone.
Yeah.
And that is because I have a deep-seated sense of individual ingenuity. Like, it will not help me if I am in dire straits if I cannot put up a tent on my own.
No, I feel that. That is pretty much. I think the last tent that we bought, which we do still have upstairs.
Mhm.
We got it to be quick put up because my husband is absolutely the one that has to do it primarily by himself because one of us has to monitor the child that's going around being
Have you
crazy.
considered putting that child to work? It's easy enough.
Oh no, we have, and he bless him, he tries to help, but then he really doesn't.
He's gonna have a blast hammering in all of the stakes.
And that's the one thing that he does get to help with. It's the
Yeah.
rods he tries to help with, and he's too short. I'm too short, frankly, to help with some of it, but I still
Listen,
have a few inches.
let him at least construct them and thread them. And then tell him, hey, the best thing you can do is stand over there for a sec when we get this into place, and then I need you to pound in these stakes. That'll be fine.
Maybe.
If not, then shit, give him a fucking, I don't know, Steam Deck. Whatever.
No, usually we give him either his tablet if he's brought it or a book or something. Just say, go sit over there for a little while. It's fine.
We'll call you when we need you.
But then with, ADHD wonderfulness, that doesn't sometimes last very long. And he goes and starts
Listen,
wandering around, and that's fine. And that's fine. He's a good explorer. Good explorer.
I mean, that shit happens with me too. On the other hand, like, if my parents told me, sit here and do this, like, I'd fucking do it. On the other hand, I'm also rather anxious, so if I thought I was going to upset my parents by not doing something, then by God, I never would.
Okay, I'm switching back to Bard. I can't figure this out.
Okay.
I can't yet.
I will be right back.
Okay. We'll be right back. Like the old 90s commercial, like intro or exit things.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, I don't know if I can finish this second drink or not. I am trying, but I'm struggling. Can't believe it's already almost 8 o'clock my time.
You can take your time with it.
I can't is the problem. I had, and I think I've told you that before, like, I had bariatric surgery, years ago now. So I have half a stomach.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
maybe take it easy.
I mean, I can do things until usually about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I need anywhere between hour and a half, 2 hours for things to just kind of empty out, or I deal with a nightmare of indigestion for the rest of the sleeping time. So I'm trying to get as much of this into me so I can just enjoy the buzz for as long as possible. And I'm doubting in 10 more minutes that I'm going to be able to get much more in me. And that's fine. It'll be fine. But it is good. Oh, I should have put a little bit more sugar in it, though. I'm assuming neither of you ended up drinking, did you?
No,
I
I
did
don't
not.
drink. I don't drink.
It's okay. Pietre and I have you both covered. That is for sure.
I don't need to drink for my brain to do weird shit.
That
Not
is...
that your brain's doing weird shit.
Yeah, that is fair. Like, my brain does weird shit without alcohol, but it's fun to do these tipsy streams because we say the most random things. But I think that we would probably do that anyway. Just, it's funny to have a little bit of slurring occasionally. messing up words. But would I do that anyway?
Oh no, I can't switch back to Bard for another 4 hours.
Oh no. Well,
I'm
can't.
stuck in Earth Collar. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I was gonna say, do you have 30 lessons? You could reset the cooldown.
Oh, I'm trying to trans this class, so I don't want to spend lessons on
Oh. Well, hey,
that.
look. I will help a friend out. Do you only need 30 for the class switch?
I don't know. Hold on. Take class.
Just do
Oh,
class reset cooldown and see what it tells you.
Class reset. Yeah, it's 30 lessons.
Okay. There.
Yay.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You're
I'm
welcome.
sure.
I'd rather you be in a class that you don't feel awkward about than you be stuck in it for 4 hours. So enjoy.
What's happening?
Melpo was in Earth Collar and doesn't want to be, so I just transferred him some credits so he can convert to
Aw,
lessons.
that's so nice. Oh, also, Melpo, I'm so sorry that I didn't ask before. What are your pronouns, babe?
I use they, them.
They, them. Me too.
Yeah.
Understood.
Thanks.
Just gotta update the internal Rolodex.
Yeah.
People definitely use that. I'm glad you like Pietre's cloak of no particular color. If he looks like a stained glass window, he's feeling good. This is common to Middle Eastern cultures where he is based out of. I try to make his attire 14th century Persian. So if he is wearing the loudest and gaudiest color on earth, then he is feeling very much himself. Just an absolute disaster.
What was I gonna say? I
Yeah,
have no
I,
idea
I, I'm
anymore.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I came back from the bathroom and absolutely swamped the conversation. My bad.
No. You didn't do anything to the conversation. We were just talking about nothing before. Or no. We were talking about that I don't think I'm gonna finish this drink before 8 o'clock, and I have to stop usually drinking at 8 o'clock because belly issues. Yay, belly issues.
Honestly, I'm proud of you for looking after yourself that way.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out there who think that they can somehow finesse chemical reactions. It's like people who don't put on sunblock. It's like, I'm sorry, do you think you're tougher than the fucking sun? Like,
Sometimes.
no, you're not.
No, I
You're
push.
I'm
not.
not, but I still think it sometimes.
Yeah, it's like I absolutely push myself to the limits plenty enough, but today has been one of those days that I'm like, I'm already paying for it. Like I had my morning coffee, which is normal. That's you've seen the cup before, Pietre. I think you've seen the huge ass coffee cup, maybe?
If I have, I
Yes.
believe you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, complex shave, you're correct. It is radiation burns.
It is radiation burns.
However, some people are gonna try and flex on the giant day star, and I consider them weirdos. But like, if you have something to prove, I guess at least you're not trying to outstrip me. You're aiming to outstrip the sun, which that is
Yeah.
a one-sided fight if I have ever fucking heard one.
Oh,
I mean, we're
speaking
all
of the, I
fighting the sun a little bit.
was gonna say, speaking of the sun, you're not gonna be in the path of it. The solar eclipse is this year.
I'm
Yay.
maybe going to be in the path of it.
Maybe. I mean, it's not quite
Maybe.
over. It's not quite over that state, but maybe
Um,
slightly.
it's in it's in some parts of
It's
my
in
state,
some
so
parts.
I'll at
Yeah.
least have partial. And I did get glasses for it in my Christmas stocking because my
Ooh,
parents thought ahead on that one.
Fancy.
very
I will
fancy.
be the first to say that all three of my parents are fucking cool and awesome, and I love them even with their foibles.
That's
So,
wonderful.
even if I don't get a full eclipse where I'm living, I'm still going to get a partial one and I'll still have eye protection,
And
which
that's
is
still winning.
necessary because my eyes are already shit. They don't need to be worse.
Hmm. Well, I was going to make sure to remind people that if you haven't heard, there is a solar eclipse. Go Google it for when it's going to be happening, where it's going to be happening. We were thinking of going and trying to find like a rental and drive out to mid country somewhere to do a thing. Just because this one is the one that doesn't happen, but every is it 40 years? I don't remember. My husband told me. I am drawing a blank.
Listen. Do it anyway. Have a nice, fun picnic.
I
Have a
can't.
good. What do you mean you can't?
Well, for two
What's so hard
reasons.
about having a picnic?
Well, I mean, we can have a picnic. We're just too far east. We're not going to get much of anything, so we would have to drive out. And one, the kid's
Yeah,
school
okay.
is already missed enough. Can't have him miss much more. And
Fuck
two,
it.
can't
It's
find any
school.
rentals.
Listen, number one, there's Airbnbs. Two,
We
school is
tried.
school.
Well, the school thing, he's already fallen behind because
Fuck
of
'em.
other things. So you say that, but I'm going
I
to be
say that
determined.
because I mean it.
I know you
I
mean it.
I fully recognize that I am not speaking as a parent, so I don't know the hoops that you have to jump through. However, I do know that my mom let me skip school to go watch a Michael Moore presentation at the local university because why the fuck not?
No, I mean, if it was any number of other things, especially around here, and it was just one day, it would absolutely not be an issue. Like, we let him skip school if we think it's something that's going to be a life experience and something that he'll have a memory of or what have you, like important things. But we're talking like he's going to probably have to miss for a week for us to really go somewhere and, like, be able to drive out there and then drive back and dealing with all that stuff and missing work crap, which is a whole other bullshit. But on his part, like it's too much time, unfortunately, for us. If it was a matter where we could actually just fly out there, it might not be that bad. But we're already spending like 7 grand. I don't remember. I hate it for going on a cruise that we probably shouldn't have agreed to go on. But that's a whole other complaint.
Yeah.
So we also
Okay,
can't spend the money so much.
hot take. Cancel the cruise
I
so that you're
can't.
not contained on a vessel of people perpetuating plague in a contained environment.
I can't. It's going with
What do you mean you
the
can't?
I can't because one, the husband really wants to go, and two,
Okay.
I'm compromising there, and two, like it's the favorite. What are they, cousins? No, nephew. It's his nephew and his nephew's wife, and they have a kid the exact same age as ours. So it's like the
Okay.
favorite part of the family is also going, and his my
Okay.
son's favorite aunt. So there's reasons
Okay.
why I'm not gonna go cancel that just to go see the eclipse. Like that is more
Okay.
gonna
Yeah,
be some
yeah,
better memories for him.
that's a greater investment of memories. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll concede to that. Have fun on the plague ship lollipop. I am
I'm gonna be staying. I'm
her
like, I already agreed with the niece in law, whatever I want to call her. She's basically the same age as me, so it's weird.
I
Um,
am weirded out by cruises because the last thing I want to do is be contained on the same vessel as a bunch of strangers who might have brought whatever fucking bubonic plague with them. And it's like the mask of the Red Death. I don't want that.
no, believe me, I already have enough issues, especially thinking, post the whole, COVID, and we went to Disney, and then we ended up getting COVID on the way home from Disney. It wasn't even at Disney. Got it on the fucking way home. Damn it, South
I
Carolina.
okay, hey. I got COVID at Disney because some motherfucker brought their small child
It's
onto
always the
It's a
children.
Small World who was coughing up, and they were like 2 seats behind me, so there was even a whole row of people to be angry between
Yeah.
me and them, and that's how I got fucking COVID at fucking Disney World. I think I've earned my right
Yeah, no,
to
you've earned your
embrace.
right.
Listen, no. My dad got stuck for 20 minutes on the It's a Small World ride at the
Oh.
1969 World's Fair when it first debuted.
Ugh.
So he has had a long time bloodline level disdain for that ride, but I rode it because the people who paid for me to go to Disney insisted it was tradition, so I did that and I got COVID. So I think that for the rest of my life, I have earned my reason never to go on It's a Small World.
No, I mean, it is. I'm
Continue
just
the
gonna be.
bloodline tradition.
Wait, what?
Don't
Said you've
continue it.
continued the you've continued the bloodline tradition.
I know I've been fucking cursed.
I'm gonna tell you something though.
Is this a
What?
JoJo reference?
I went on that
Huh?
fucking ride and I hated it. It was the stupidest fucking ride of all the rides. I'm like, if this is a tradition, I am going to ban it. I am never doing this ever again. Even if we go again,
Okay,
I'm not gonna
okay,
do
but
it.
did you love how they were having like active volcano sacrifices and shit?
Okay, yeah, that was
That was
actually
funny
funny.
as hell.
That was funny as hell. I'm gonna be
What did
honest
you
there.
say, Legyn?
Is this a JoJo reference?
No, I wish it was though. I love JoJo.
But I
If I
get
could
you.
walk around going like, "This is what life is like in Moiro" from like season 4, I would.
I was gonna say there. I get the tin can reference. I do not want to be there because of that. I'm going to probably have a lot of anxiety. So I'm probably going to talk to my doctor and be like, hey, how about, on top of the antidepressants, you give me some lovely, lovely anxiety meds so that I can get through it.
How about you just give me a week's worth of fucking Valium
Or
so that
that,
I am
yes.
unable to perceive anything happening around me, but I can drink all the wine I want.
Well, and that's good. That's going to be the thing. That was what I was going to say. Is like the niece-in-law. We have agreed. She will be reading a book. I will just be chilling, hanging out, playing on whatever I bring with me, and we will be just drinking. The rest of the family can handle the kids. We're just going to sit there and drink the entire time by ourselves and not get sick, hopefully.
You are going to drink so much
We're going to
cheap Moscato. It's going to be
Well, I
beautiful.
can't drink wine, so I'm going to be finding as many cocktails. We've got the drink plan, so they should include
Well,
some decent cocktails there.
okay, Miss Picky.
I am
At least you know that you like gin and it will destroy you in short order.
exactly. So I just need to make sure to look at the menu, see which ones are going to be gin, and be like, okay, give me that bad boy. Get me as drunk. I may even ask the people, be like, which one's going to get me the most drunk as possible? I do not want to remember anything.
Just drink like 4 Bahama Mamas with your breakfast. You'll be fine.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I have the problem that, and this is, you can already tell, like, a lot of the alcohol's wearing off. Alcohol, that's probably the blessing and the curse of the bariatric surgery is alcohol does not last that long. It really doesn't. It burns right the fuck out of me. It lasts like 30 minutes and then I'm done. Unless I
I would say
really
that's
get really smashed.
I would say that's probably a blessing.
A
Because
blessing? A
obviously,
blessing.
yeah.
My
So I'm on
breastings?
my
Sorry.
listen, listen. I'm your guild mentor and I will demote.
Yeah, you can't
I'm
meta
not going
game
to.
like that. What?
I would never. Okay, you know I wouldn't.
I know, but it's hilarious. And hey,
But
now
still,
listeners
hmm,
know that I'm in a guild. Wow.
you're in a guild. You'll never guess which one. Anyway, I'm on my 3rd rum and coke, so I think I'm obliged to be messy.
Oh yeah, messy away. It's gorgeous and amazing.
Right.
Right,
So if
right.
you were on a cruise trapped inside of a floating building with a bunch of randos, and if you fell off the side, nobody would find your corpse, I would be drunk too.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
would be drunk
That's
at all fucking times.
especially since I can't swim.
Yeah,
So I'm
neither can
fucked.
I.
Hey, high five, no swimming buddies.
All of my body
Y'all
fat
stress
is
me
a
out.
fucking failure. What now? What? What, babe?
Y'all stress me out. You need to learn how to swim.
Okay, so let me explain.
Please.
One, I nearly drowned when I was like 5 years old, and my dad rescued me and all of that. So I have a certain amount of paranoia when it comes to water deeper than my neck, so I tend to avoid it anyway.
Okay.
That's responsible if you don't know how to swim. Stay away from water. That makes
N-
sense.
Exactly. Number two, I am not buoyant. I have attempted to learn how to properly float, and I sink like the fucking Titanic feet first. Like, I can't manage it. So I
Yeah, stay
use
out of water.
floaties in any pool ever
Good.
You know, I'm lucky.
because I know that I cannot fucking manage.
I'm not that bad. Like I just can't tread water, but I can at least like I can float. Like I could do dead man's float. I can float on my back. I can do a back whatever you call it, back swim where you
Backstroke?
backstroke. Thank you. That's the word.
You're
Um
welcome.
that wasn't alcohol. That was just old people brain.
Ha ha, you're fucking
And
middle-aged.
I can like doggy paddle and stuff. But it's the treading water. It's the staying still that I absolutely cannot do, and I'm not buoyant enough that I can just do that and stay still and stay above water. So I have to
Listen,
like lay on my back. I could do that, I guess. Just like accept my fate and lay on my back and float
like,
around.
I suppose I should at least try to take some swimming lessons because,
Uh-oh.
like, I had my first almost drowning episode when I was like 5. So there's probably some trauma I need to work through, but I'm not sure. And I'm willing to own that as I'm not sure I've worked through that kind of deal because I'm mature enough to know when I know it need growth.
That is
Y-
fair. Like I should
Wait,
probably
wait,
take
wait, wait.
lessons too,
Hold
but
up.
what?
Yeti says, that's why you need to come work with me, Pietre. Get rid of that fear. Yeah, dog, I would be willing to, but I would be wearing a life jacket 24/7 until I got rid of that fear. You understand? Like,
That's
I
good.
appreciate the
Oh,
invitation for personal growth. I am always going to be 100% for personal growth. I understand when I am being the world's biggest weenie and I need to get over myself.
I
listen, as someone who used to be a lifeguard, thank you for being safe.
Yeah,
And not just
of course.
being drunk on a boat when you can't swim, for example.
yeah, no,
Like,
no.
I am too anxious to enjoy when I'm high. One time I was too high and I was just mad that my legs didn't work. Like, I did not get any of the relaxation I was promised and I was furious.
Your legs would
So,
work.
I would love to get rid of that fear. I would love to. So, I should probably just sign up for swimming classes to learn how to actually deal with buoyancy and work up the muscle mass. Because I know at the end of the day that I'm the one holding me back.
And baby
Learn to swim
steps.
early. Have to when your older brother throws you into the pool. We didn't have a pool. I got swimmers there at a friend's pool.
Yeah, like we ended up doing swimming lessons because my husband's like coworker, her son, they have a pool at their house. They're gonna actually have them at their house, and we're like, you know what? They got a pretty cool pool, and we like these people, so let's just go do swimming lessons there. And so he had one round of lessons, so he can actually swim pretty decently. But he's still afraid of certain things, just because he. I love him. Bless his little heart. But he has a lot of anxiety and fear for his age when it comes to anything, and that's fair. Like it's fair. I think it's
Yeah,
because I
uh,
went through
I
so much medical trauma, and he had to like deal with the consequences of that he definitely has some trauma he probably needs to work through.
I
But he's getting
would.
braver.
Okay, number one, offer your kid some therapy.
Oh no, he's seeing a counselor now. It's also for
Okay,
behavioral
okay.
therapy. For behavioral therapy for like trying to learn life skills for ADHD, but they also do normal stuff during that, like let him talk about whatever he wants to. So absolutely letting that be a thing.
Okay, then you're a-okay. Number two, like I think a really important thing to let younger people know, and this includes like my younger cousin who is like 18 and in the same city, and I will bring him over occasionally for dinner because he needs cat time. He's quite neurodivergent, etc., so forth. Not pretending that the concerns that they have about the world are unreasonable because they 100% are. So, like, you're not feeding into the things that they are worried about, but you're also validating them because these are things that adults worry about all the goddamn time, but also have the emotional seasoning to cope with in a more functional way,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Like, I try to do a mix of validating, but then also trying to show that if I have an anxiety, how I work through it, just so he can try to see a healthy way to get through it. But it's doesn't obviously always work because kids are kids.
How old is he?
He's 8.
Yeah, see, you can't expect an 8-year-old to operate like an adult anyway,
Yeah,
and because you're a good parent, you know that.
exactly. Like, I try to give him coping for ADHD stuff because I'm like, yeah, I've been dealing with it since I was your age and younger. And then I'm like,
It
oh
do be
yeah,
like that.
I can't like tell you exactly what I did at that age because I don't remember. I just know what I know now. So that's why I was like, I'm
Like,
getting you behavioral therapy because that'll be just better.
which is very kind of you. Like, my parents, like, my mom clearly has autism issues, and my dad is clearly ADHD, but I'm the first one to get any kind of like actual diagnosis for any of this, so I am being the groundbreaker, and the family should go like, "Hey guys, do you know we're not just like special, unique anomalies, and we have mental fucking illness?"
Yeah, that's me to my
It's
siblings.
not a it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely something we kinda need to work with because,
Yes.
Dad, you
Yeah,
have 5 outboard motors in case your boat goes funny and it's taking up space. Like,
Oh,
how about
yeah.
you get rid of some of those things, Dad? How about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, gosh. The whole hoarding. Oh, I don't want to think about
Yeah,
that.
I am desperately trying to avoid that as a habit, despite having the instinct of this will be useful someday, and I just fucking know it.
Oh,
Versus the you, you could just make it happen. You can just make it happen. It's okay. It's okay. So
that's like that is the situation between my husband and I. Like, he is very much the not he's not a hoarder. Like, he's not to that point, but he's very much a person that will keep boxes to things and will keep uh
uh
other miscellaneous things that he thinks he might need at some point. And I'm just like, dude, that box of the PlayStation, you probably could actually get rid of it because you're going to use it as decor at some point when it gets old because I know how you think, and just try to get him to stop doing some of those things.
okay. So as a counterpoint, one of the people that we got a bunch of free furniture from also gave us a bunch of free random stuff. So yesterday I discovered that I had just randomly acquired a free violet wand, but from the exact same source of people, we got a Super NES with a bunch of perfectly functional Super NES games,
Nice.
like 2 copies of Super Mario RPG,
I'm sure if I
Earthbound,
die.
Chrono Trigger, like
Well,
$1,000
that's a
worth of
whole
functional
other.
Super NES things. So it's like, okay, like on one hand, we shouldn't hoard things. On the other hand, I really hate it when all of my anxious and obsessive behavior is validated because I know this is not the message I should be getting from this. On the other hand, hell yeah.
Well, let me give you an example. I bought the Ring Fit,
Uh-huh. I
and
love Ring Fit.
I ended up not liking it. And the primary reason is I just don't want to run that much. I'm more of a yoga kind of staying in place or walking on treadmill kind of exerciser. I just struggled with it very badly. And
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. Just be an asshole.
you can
But
be.
they do have that apartment setting where you can just like flex for it instead of actually running.
And that's fine. I did not dig
Yeah,
into it too deeply. I
yeah,
just tried the
yeah.
basic levels and I'm like, I'm really
I
not
did that,
liking this.
which is fair. I did the I'm living on a second floor apartment kind of thing for the running section. So I am going to at least suggest that you try that because
Well,
I found it to be not habit forming, which is unfortunate, but also emphasizing the correct choices.
okay. Well, here's
Anyway, do continue.
here's the thing. I tried to go and trade it in. Like I was like, I really know that I'm not going to play this. I was accepting that. Like I'm bad about like just holding onto things like that because I'm like, I'll play it at some point. Um,
I'm proud of you for being real with
but
yourself.
yeah, no, that's been a struggle. That's been something I've been working on. So I was like, I'm gonna get rid of this because I know I'm not gonna play it, and I'm go see if I can get something else. But because they had so many people trade them in, no one was accepting them anymore. Like they're just sitting there collecting dust. Even at the local game store, which pretty much always takes things, they're like, yeah, I've got like 10 of them. I can't take another one. I'm sorry. um, so maybe I could have
People,
eBayed it or something, but I was like, you know what? I'll just go
the
ahead.
workout game, people don't want to buy the workout game. Fascinating.
Yeah, like no one around here is buying it right now, and it's just people have traded it in and just do not want it. So I was like, well, what am I going to do with it? And my husband said, well, it may be a collector's item later, so maybe we just go ahead and stick it in storage. And I'm like, because he thinks of the rarity of it that eventually people I'm like, there's so many of them traded in though, dude. Like if it was a thing where it was flying off the shelves and people were keeping them, I'd be okay with maybe holding on to it. But most people are trading it in, and you can't trade it in anymore because no one wants any more of the fucking things. So initially I was like, okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, we'll store it. But then I ended up still going on Facebook and being like, hey, does anyone want this for free? I will literally just put it on my porch. And someone ended up wanting it, like they wanted to try it out. So I gave it away, and he got so pissed off at me. I'm like, we can't just hold on to everything because we think it has potential to be something maybe in like 15 fucking years when our kid is old enough to
Oh
possibly
my
do it.
god.
It's different if it was like a very popular game. Like if it's very popular, totally get hanging on to it. But this thing around here at least is not that damn popular. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to be that person. I couldn't do it. And I don't feel like personally I'm going to regret it because I have other games that are far more interesting that will be better later on. And it gets rid of the clutter because I am big on getting rid of clutter because I grew up with hoarders and he did not. So that's
Big
probably part of the
mood.
issues.
Big mood. My
Yeah.
mom is the singular inheritor of a bunch of family everything.
My parents were antiquers and auctioneers and thrift stores. So they had went through a bunch of bankruptcies over the years for various business ventures that just did not work out.
Oh
Um,
my god.
yeah, so their thing was that the stuff in the house, which was antiques, it was literally like you had your McCoys, your Fenton glass, the really expensive collectible glass items, and really gorgeous antique furniture, like beautiful wood. I actually liked the items. I just didn't like how much fucking amount of them that they had. That was their money. That was how they were saving and hiding it from the government, essentially, was by buying and hoarding a bunch of shit. And then as my mom got this, my stepmom, but I call her mom, got disabled, she just struggled to be able to like clean the house, be able to do anything. So on top of that, it started to add on mail and other things that she would build up that would help her be able to get around the house. So it became even worse kind of clutter. So you had the nice clutter and then you had the bad clutter. So I very much
Yeah.
became the person that I'm like, yeah, I'm totally the person that if there's things even just next to the sink that need to go into the sink, I totally fucking cat those things and just boop, 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 boop into the sink. Like, I can't deal with clutter that well anymore.
I do understand.
I just went on a rant. I'm so sorry, everybody.
How dare you have feelings? I'm gonna send you to the fucking Shadow Realm
Okay, that's
or
fair. That's
home for
fair.
I mean, I
or home
deleted all
for
my messages a few weeks ago, and it felt great.
Yeah, no,
So I
I did
get
the
it.
same thing. Like I had
I wish that I
3,000.
could. Holy fuck.
I just went and delete messaged all. I'm like, you know what? A bunch of these are from Duran. I'm no longer Duran's leader. I just can delete all of these. Like none of them are fucking valid anymore. I just went and deleted
Listen,
all. I felt good.
listen, you bastards. I cannot remember anything. So whenever I'm like, send me a message, it's because I'll actually be able to cite it and remember and have a timestamp on it. And it's like,
Well,
I
that's
cannot imagine what it's like to be actually able to delete a fucking message
that's the
because it's like,
thing. Like
it's right
I'm not gonna
there.
remember them
like
either. I just
yeah,
don't care.
it's like I stopped caring exactly. Like I'm like they were
I am
literally all Duran at this point. So I'm like I don't need them. So I get what you have to deal with. I used to be previously like I would still save the messages that were important and then go delete the rest because there is the message saving system.
I am unable to stop caring. I look forward to rolling an alt who is going to be just the sleaziest, shittiest bastard ever. He's going to be irreverent. He's not going to worry about a single goddamn thing. I am going to give myself a vacation character. It's going to be glorious.
Vacation
You write
characters are
that?
glorious until they become your main character, and then they're
Oh, he
then it's
won't be because like okay, you know how your in-character characters have drive and your out-of-character personality just steals, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Pietre is a very powerful in-character person of grabbing someone by the neck and saying, "You have a job to do, and for fuck's sake, you better do it." I need to make myself a character who's not going to give a single shit about anything,
Hardcore
no
mode is
matter who
great for
they,
that.
huh?
Mode is great for that.
Oh, no, 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 no. I want this guy to be a problem.
Go create some drama. Go stir that pot.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
Bonko Bonkweegie the Carnifex, who is
Oh,
some
yeah.
dilapidated clown asshole who has a hammer and a performing dog tricks act for his warhounds. Like, I'm gonna make somebody who is like coughing up dregs of chewed tobacco and does not care about what other people think of him.
So you're gonna be Kane, because that's Kane. Since you
I
haven't
don't
met
know who
him,
the
I
hell
know
that
that.
is.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like that's exactly what his character was. He's like, I do not give a fuck, and he's Carnifex. You and him, you
I
would
don't
get
know
along
who
so
that is,
well.
so I don't have to care.
This is true. I'm just letting you know in case you future bump into him.
Yes, absolutely complex shape. You understand. It's going to be a squeaky hammer. It's going to be a tester might hammer that goes, you know, that kind of wild, stupid shit.
At least it won't be a pink and rabbit like Warhammer that someone made that was supposed to look like a LOL character's hammer, and they were a Carnifex and they had that as their Warhammer. I don't
Listen,
know if
I'm
you ever
going to
seen
be a
it.
carny fax, like a
yeah,
carny. Yeah, that's exactly the entire premise of the character. I'm going to make a fucking prank character so that I can have a vacation from competence. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. He's the one who's going to pick fights with anybody. He's going to be chewing on a damp cigar. He's going to have a
Gonna
pot
cause me
belly. He's going
distress.
to look like an absolute fucking disgrace.
You're gonna come into my city and cause me distress as a vacation. How dare you?
Oh,
Not in a deliberate way, so much as a public menace kind of way. Like, you show up, you're in the same room as this guy, and he's emanating a smell.
It's not new here.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fine. Don't worry. I'm not here to cause problems. I'm just here to be gross.
That's fine.
okay.
Impossible deep pockets, cut Melpo strings, then floss with them? Maybe. As long as it is funny. We're operating by Roger Rabbit laws of comedy. It can only happen if it's funny.
I feel like
Um,
cutting a bard's strings is not funny either.
It might be.
yeah,
Just depends. Like,
no, like I'm thinking a nasty carnival worker who's trying to swindle you.
Mm.
Okay. I have a problem.
What?
I just realized it's almost 8:30 my time,
Uh-huh.
and I have kid stuff to do.
That
Oh,
sounds like something you should have planned for.
Well, we
honestly.
don't usually go this long, so I wasn't expecting this, but I mean, it's a good thing. But
So you're just gonna leave me drunk here?
I mean, I could just mute myself and like leave you guys to talk amongst yourself and see if I come back at some point.
I think that would be a fun idea.
Okay.
As long as you're willing to cope with the silence left over when all of the rest of us just decide to fuck off.
Well, I don't think I'll be that long, but I don't know
Okay.
yet. So,
Go be a good parent. I think the rest of us can cope with our problems.
okay, you guys could cope with your
No, we
problems,
can't.
and I'm just gonna go cope anyway and do my thing. So I'll be back. Have fun.
Okay, go have fun being a good parent.
Okay.
Cool. In the meantime, I feel bad because I feel like I've been dominating the chat. So, Legyn, Melpo, drop some hot takes and have some opinions. I don't mean to be talking over you. I want to hear your thought.
I mean,
Not it.
I can go nuclear if you want.
God fucking yes. Go insane, bitch.
Okay.
This is Drunktolia, not sensible Tolia. Go on.
I think Severn dying was the best possible outcome for Spine's Reach.
I don't disagree. And I say that as somebody who actively, fully adored him. If only because, like, placing him as the keystone of what to go beyond is like a form of limiting us.
Exactly.
So,
Like,
no, I 500% agree. This was a very cool move.
yeah, like Ome's importance to the Monomaki was represented in her order,
Hmm.
and same thing with Demariel and Norian and Heron and Durin on the less involved end of the spectrum, and Bloodlock was just weird. But Severn was the at least the second most important god to everything that was happening, and that was not reflected in Spine's Reach at all. Like I generally believe that Severn's importance to everything was causing problems for the pools, and the way I felt compelled to wait on Severn before to kind of do things in Spine's Reach was also a problem.
Hmm.
And I think Norian and possibly Duran might be having some issues related to that because of Salazar and the role he's supposed to play and the role Heron and Dar kind of played, but I know Duran has kind of moved away from them. So I think that Spine's reached its current position, like without a strong divine leader, because Tank Celtics just doesn't care, and that puts the player base in a position where we have to make the decisions and we have to
Hmm.
decide what
Hmm.
the city is going to do without
Yeah,
waiting for the divine ruler to kind of take the lead.
Autonomy.
basically, yeah. So here's my take. Bear with me because I have finished
The
my
third rum and
third
coke.
rum and coke. So hold with me. I'm not going to words perfect, but the intention is there. Long story short, Severn did us a huge favor by removing democracy and casting himself as the villain for us to repel against in the same spirit that a tackling dummy is useful in football practice.
I know nothing about football.
A tackling dummy is basically an upright dummy that people have to tackle against to improve their strength
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I have seen those.
Yeah, basically, he was making himself a good practice dummy for us to build our strength against. And the powerful aspect of that is the fact that he has always been on Spine's Reach's side. Like, that's his baby. That's his favorite fucking city. So, the fact that he took over and said, "Hey, motherfuckers, you should try to unseat me," means that he casts himself as the villain when, at the absolute core of everything, he has always been looking out for Spine's Reach's best interests. Any other god that took over would have fucking decimated us. Like, that's a fact. It would have been easy. It would have been so easy. So, by making himself the big bad for us to try and overthrow, it was helpful in making us, like, strengthen ourselves and make our bonds with each other actually strong and relevant in order to overthrow him. He was giving us a opportunity to heal and come back stronger because we were literally
Good
destroying
dad.
ourselves. And like, I don't know why other people didn't notice this,
Maybe they
but
did.
maybe they did. It would be fascinating if they did. I will have to find out in character, and that's half the fun.
Hmm.
But that said, like, removing him from the equation means that we have lost our marker of how to supersede. And that's a good thing. That is a powerful thing. It means that we have lost our guidance, and he was the god of reason. We have lost our reason. So we should just go buck wild.
So
And I
excited
think
to
that's
party with
very
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Exactly, complex shave. Every good story needs a villain, and he cast himself as the villain. And I think that's very important and very relevant to the situation. Not to mention, out of character speaking, when like there is a shift in producers, he can come back.
Well, he's
So,
dead, so he can't come back yet, but
not yet, but
Someone
so
steal his
like the
essence.
the
That's
the
how gods
Sisson
work,
were
right?
told like, "Hey, ask about what happened in Basrai." And Pietre was the representative of Talos. Remember from the Delve debates?
Yeah.
Talos's library has some commentary on Basrai. So Pietre wrote Talos a letter saying, "Hey, I'd like to pay back this favor. Tell me everything you know about fucking Basrai." Got nothing back, but the precedent is there. So, in terms of the story, in terms of the narrative, in terms of the meta, things are perfectly well set up. So I am more than willing to play ball with everything else going on right now. No matter how badly my character is grieving for good old Papa Minotaur Shadow Severn, because this is all according to plan. Right. Even if it's plans he doesn't know about, if it's bullshit he hasn't heard of, that's okay. It's Severn the manipulator. It says so right on the fucking tin. You can't be really
Yes.
all that mad when somebody is manipulative when it says they're the manipulator. Like, come on. What are you mad about? I already told ya.
I feel like it's very helpful in playing a literal 18-year-old because Melpo's 18 still. I've
Uh,
already been on.
is he dead though? For now. For now. I look forward to when I'm sober enough to actually spell things properly.
Oh, you're reading the chat. I forgot there's
Yeah,
another chat again.
it's. I consider it bad manners as a speaker on a Twitch not to read the chat.
I'm not on Twitch though.
Do you want the Twitch, like, link?
I have a really hard time keeping track of it. I didn't realize when I joined this chat that it was a Twitch thing. It's not an intentional rude thing. Promise. Whoever said that.
I don't know. This isn't a blood pact. I'm not gonna hold you to anything. It's okay.
I mean, I don't listen to the Twitch because it does a weird echo anyway.
I watched the Twitch just so I don't miss any questions because I do value other people's input.
Oh yeah,
Whether
I value people's input. If I had known that, I would have set up for that and prepared to commit to that. I just don't have that brain power right now.
Hey,
I can
Melpo,
bop if people are uncomfortable, but like,
Melpo,
yeah,
it's fine. I'll be the one looking as long as Sysaa is off dealing with their kiddos. I don't mind being the one to look at the Twitch chat and actually respond to it.
okay,
So don't worry, you're not being an asshole. This is just like what leadership does. So don't worry about it.
cool.
Also, hot take, but you shouldn't feel like you have to leave a Twitch chat just because you're not the one in charge of the chat. Like, your opinion is welcome here.
I just didn't want anyone to feel like I was intentionally being towards them. Not the vibe I'm trying to give.
If they did that, I would let them know that this is like your first time streaming with us. And also, this is not your Twitch account. This is not your Twitch account. It's okay. If anybody wants to get nasty on you, let me know, and I'll just put up my dukes. It's fine.
Cool. Yeah, as like playing an 18-year-old in the game, it's kind of convenient, or not convenient. It's interesting coming on all of this shit that just happened, and everyone's traumatized in some way. And I'm just walking around, and I'm like, in a conversation, I'll drop like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. How can I boost morale?"
On the other hand, people who are just coming up to you and trauma dumping on you like that, it's like, are you a fucking freak?
No, I mean,
Also,
They might
like
be.
Complex
what's
Dave says, you sound like you're dying. No one thinks you're being rude. So you're fine.
Oh yeah,
You're fine, babe. Are you
bugs are
oh,
bad.
okay. It's okay, Melpo, you okay? Everybody is fine with whatever the hell you're doing, but I do feel obliged to ask, are you dying?
I'm not dying. I just have very bad lungs, and I'm coming on like the upswing. So I'm actually doing better now, which is probably not super reassuring. um,
No, I would say that is reassuring because you said you're on the upswing and you're the one who knows your lungs.
sure.
However, I am going to suggest that you get some new lungs. Like, have you considered stealing someone else's lungs?
Just don't try to
That's
steal mine. I mean, please. I kind of need them.
Okay, Complex Dave says, I feel that Melpo, I'm new, so I picked young too because I know nothing. That's fucking valid. I made my character 28 when I joined in because I was like, I cannot imagine this man as a 18-year-old. He arrived approaching middle age because he's just this fucking tired of life.
okay. 20 is not approaching middle age. Middle age is 50. Okay.
You don't know when your age gets to fucking end. Don't give me that shit. Anyway,
um,
for anybody who is playing a young character who hasn't been playing since 2020, don't worry about it.
Amen.
Literally don't worry about it. Like, I arrived not knowing a single goddamn thing, so whenever people were like, "Oh, this happened back in forever and whatever," I'm like, "Uh-huh, uh-huh," and just kind of nod.
Huh.
Like, nobody is gonna hold it against you if you don't know something that happened like 100 years ago in game. If you don't have the whole fucking thing memorized, good for you. You have a healthy balance between you and this game. And this is not to dunk on people who have like a lot of passion about how the game and the lore works. Like,
I
you're
know
living on a level that I cannot comprehend, and I respect that.
I'm definitely a lore nerd too. Like I'm yes-anding my way into a backstory from a different continent.
That's fucking amazing. I can't comprehend that. I think that's the coolest goddamn thing. I will happily use that to, like, embellish whatever I have going on.
Like
You're doing the Lord's work.
Diesel is so cool.
But
Diesel
don't,
Arcade, like Decay is so cool.
yeah, yeah, it totally is. The point I am trying to make is, like, don't think that you're doing a bad job at the game just because you're not in the same position as other people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, no, no.
You are
It
doing
was.
perfectly fine. Play it however you perceive it. You're doing wonderful.
I just find it really funny out of character when I like click onto something like, oh yeah, this warlord that used to run our entire empire is just like, and I'm just asking them casual questions like, how do you feel about this territory or whatever when they like conquered it?
As you should.
I was gonna
It's
say you
just
really
really
should
funny.
just feel fine to ask people questions. Most people, unless they, in game are, role playing someone that wants to blow people off, they
No, it's
usually
like
try to talk it through.
Like,
I'm
I'm
saying
the
it's a good thing. Like I'm fine. It's really amusing to play like a literal 18-year-old because like I know 18-year-olds. So like this oblivious, like I'm asking you these questions that I feel are really deep, but are really things that most people already know. It's really
well,
funny
that's
to
half
me.
the fun of it. It's like when a 6-year-old comes up to you and asks you if you know about sarcasm. It's like,
Yeah,
holy shit, what the fuck are you talking about, little man?
like I just heard about this really cool thing. Have you heard about this? Or like, yeah,
God damn, tell me all about it.
right.
Like, and like, as long as people are not patronizing about it, then it's fine.
No,
Then it's good. If people are like, "Oh my goodness, you poor dear thing," it's like, I am going to fucking behead you as soon as I figure out how the fucking syntax works.
and honestly, that works. Even that works for me. If your reaction isn't to like immediately murder me in a not funny way, we're good.
As long as it's funny, honestly, I am working
Yeah,
by Roger Rabbit rules at all times. Like, if I can laugh about it, baby, go
yeah.
on.
I died. So this is. I feel like most people know about this. It's publicly available things. But that sand castle in the Mojave, right? We talked
Uh-huh.
about this. I died like at least a dozen times getting a description of that. So that I could
Impressive.
decide. So that I could because the scram, right?
Yeah.
And I'm still living. Like I'm not undead, so the scram will just fully unalive me. Um and yeah, it was just this cheerful little bat that people watch die over and over again in the desert so that I could design a little fucking pillow
I
that looked like a
guarantee you
sandcastle.
that, like, subliminally, subconsciously, everybody in your series like, "Yeah, go little motherfucker, yeah!" Like, they were cheering you on as you died like
Absolutely.
50 times to the same circumstances. They were delighted.
Absolutely. And that's a funny thing. It has meaning. There's purpose behind it. Death itself does not bother me. It's just gotta have a point.
Well, that's also the other thing that I think is important for people to remember. Like, people in your city are not going to tease you about a death unless it's something that you deliberately, actively, and purposefully brought upon yourself. Like, if you
They were
did
great.
something stupid enough to merit some death, then okay, you're gonna get a wry chuckle of people going like, "Hey, I guess you learned not to mess with the fucking, I don't know, chickens over in Manasay Swamp or some shit." Like, nobody's gonna give you a hard time for dying unless you've been a complete asshole.
Oh, and it's fine to make like it's funny when people acknowledge death sites of like wonder what happened there or like that was an interesting way to die or wonder what happened or whatever, making jokes about it in roleplay.
Oh, yeah,
That's great. That's excellent.
that's different.
Honestly,
That's
Bloodlock
people
has been
having
so
fun
good.
with it.
Bloodlock is fantastic. It's super supportive and wonderful. That's been my experience.
Yeah, that's different though. Like, it's the difference between curiosity and scorn.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to approach you with scorn unless you have made a dedicated and repeated effort to being rude as fuck to people.
yeah. And that happens sometimes, but that's not it. I'm just curious and doing things for
Yeti, you
science.
know damn well nobody's trying to die in a Eileem mine. You know nobody's making an active effort for that one. What are you at least telling them about like refining lessons? Cause I was having the worst time in my fucking Eileem mines until somebody told me, "Hey, have you learned how to shackle eld?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
So I died a lot in the mines for that reason, and then people kept saying shackle, shackle, shackle. I'm like, yeah, not knowing what that meant. I was like, oh, that's a skill.
Yeah, nobody fucking tells you until they tell you, and you're like, "Why did nobody fucking tell me?" And
I mean,
like, just
they were trying to tell me. They kept saying shackle. I just didn't know what shackle meant.
yeah, like how the fuck are you supposed to know? So like, I
Yeah, but
am
like that's the
thinking
thing. Like,
one of the primers that I should make for the Discord is basics of how to understand code for bimbos like me who look at a standard attack table and go like, that sure is a fun bunch of funny fucking letters, Magic Man, instead of comprehending what they all mean.
I I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna try to code. I have dyscalculia.
I keep swapping letters and everything else between itself on all of my words, so I completely understand. However, I am going to tell you this, Melpo. When you have the correct case in the correct place, as long as you put in the alias, it will do the thing. So it's not like you have to just like hammer in the command and hope for the best. So I fully believe that you could do it even with dyscalculia. You just have to be a little patient. That's going to be fine, especially since most of the things you're going to be inflicting are things represented by words.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable asking people for help, and there's a lot of stuff that already exists. And there's a lot of people that derive joy out of coding and making systems and stuff.
Hmm.
And I derive joy out of writing balls and designing things and being a little bard.
Hmm.
Okay. Real quick.
Hmm.
I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. Or good news
Oh
for
no.
me. My child wants me to go sleep with him, like actually go like lay in bed.
Oh.
So I am gonna have
Aw.
to go ahead and end things so that I can go do
It's cool.
adorable little parenting things like that.
Well, I'm glad
Love
that
that
you
for
care
you.
about your child so much.
Yeah, all good.
Unfortunately, you're closing out while I'm actually drunk.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It just tells me that I need to pregame sooner.
Yes, and we'll both do pregame earlier next time.
We
Okay.
have lessons to learn.
That is
It's all right.
correct.
It's
Exactly.
been lovely hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, you
It's been a
too.
delight.
I hope you feel better and you get your voice back.
Maybe someday.
The way that it squeaked at that very moment, I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh, but it was just perfect timing.
Hey, have a good one.
Yeah, everyone, thank you for coming and hanging out. And yeah, we'll see you again next time and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night and or day.
Good night.
Care.
Good night, all.
Donna.
Bye.